do that even when our D&D finishes. Okay, so it's good to see all of you guys again. We have another session tonight, sadly without Will, Braxton, our favorite wizard. If I'm not mistaken, there's no way he's missing the next one, though, right?
He has a shit ton of company coming over
right
next week.
Oh man.
All bets are off.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Nobody knows. Okay, that's fair. Life happens. Sometimes life happens repeatedly. So in your group's
life just
last
doesn't go away.
session, let's see here. You guys had done a bunch of work about town and had spent the majority of, I think it was a couple of days, trying to get things in order because a terrible blizzard had struck Everwatch and everyone had evacuated to the castle. So you hurriedly ran from one place to another, trying to save priests from the cold, collect villagers. You tested out a sled. You went looking for wind, to no effect. You saw a heated meeting between the king and some of his trusted companions, and eventually finished the session going to sleep. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Yep.
Correct.
I read a book. That happened.
You most certainly did. So, bringing us back to now, when all of you wake the next day, you do so with some surprise as you get up in the barracks here, where everybody happens to be. Braxton appears to still be sick, but perhaps worse, the barracks is completely empty.
I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it. I knew it.
We have a few places to check out.
Yep.
It's very cold in this room. Not to the point where you're shivering or anything like that. It's kind of like somebody might have left the window cracked throughout the evening.
Who turned off the heaters? God help me, it's cold.
We should let's go to the king's room.
It's
First
gone.
thing in the morning.
Well, if you look around, there is nobody here.
It's incredibly
Aye,
still.
that is a bit strange.
Looking around, does it seem like most of the like personal belongings or anything these guards would have had in here are gone?
Make an investigation check for me. Let's do the first
All right.
roll of the night. Let's see if you have Tuesday syndrome or not. No?
I do not. The 19.
Is there firewood next to the fireplace or oven or whatever the fuck?
Looking around the room, Earsville, you note that not only is it quite barren as far as people go, but most of the items have been taken as well, and it seems like the area has been pilfered or ransacked. You can see that even some items of furniture have been taken, and it looks as though a few items which were perhaps too large to take were left laying around. You see things like bed frames, an incredibly large table, but items like chairs, chests, weapons, armor, all of that is missing.
Doing
the
druid
chairs.
crafts for the weather, and then looking outside. What are we looking at here?
Your orb begins to swirl around here, and before it even delivers to you the news, you've already taken a gander out the window while the magic starts to coalesce, and it is completely frozen over. There's nothing you can see. It's just snow, which blocks the window. By the time that the orb finishes, it tells you that it's going to be nothing but a horrid blizzard tomorrow and today.
That movie in which the Ice Age happened, like, over the course of, like, a few weeks.
Perfect Storm, I think? Something like that.
Who's that actor?
Something like that.
That one Jimmy Neutron episode?
Oh my god.
No, it was an actual movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
Jimmy
it was called
Neutron.
Perfect Storm, but
But will you finish that croissant?
I'm gonna have to brain blast to get to
Oh,
this
you
one.
gotta finish that croissant.
Croissant!
Fuck. No,
This
but
is
was
your
there any
fault.
firewood? I'm assuming no.
So no, looking over, you can see that there's a fireplace in the barracks, but it has been ransacked as well, and all of the wood that was left next to it has been taken.
Okay.
Well, it's cold in here. There's no wood. Is my sled with me?
Yes, your group and your belongings seem to be relatively untouched over here.
Okay, that might answer a question on whether my fucking belongings teleport with us. Question.
Well, there is the wood here, though it's in the form of tables. You want to build a fire out of it?
You're gonna break somebody's table to make firewood. Seems
Well,
bad.
it's kind of like nobody's table right now. Can I go over and just punch a
we
table in half?
haven't, we haven't like looked around.
You want to
We
punch
don't
a
know
table?
that there's nobody
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna go punch that table.
Okay, roll a strength check, please.
Alright.
The guards would have been among the last to leave.
But what if there's somebody that was
16.
really a 1?
Okay. Yeah, you step over and smash down on the table with your fist. It leaves like a crack in it.
Can I like bust a leg off? Make a torch out of it?
Sure. Just gonna try and light a table leg.
Yeah.
I mean, I have torches. You
Yeah,
don't
so
need
do
to
I.
Do that.
Can you imagine if a guardsman came in and was just like, "What are you doing?" That's
We
my
were in
mom's
the next
table.
room!
We're
That
playing
was
cards
good
over here.
wood.
Okay,
you deal with that. I'm gonna go look over.
it's gonna take a bit, given that all you have is a tinderbox, but you might be able to turn this into a torch in a minute.
I so do that.
Okay. And
I'll
then
go
Yuri,
scout
you're
around.
going somewhere?
I'm going on the hallway and I'm gonna look for somebody.
I'm gonna go with him.
All of this is absurd.
Okay. Taking a step outside, you open up the door from the barracks into one of the main halls and look around, and it's completely empty. There's a wind that kind of blows through the castle here. It's very still and very light and very cold. You don't see anything like snow in the halls, but it definitely feels quite chilly, and upon further investigation, you can see what looks like small amounts of frost beginning to form on the stone of the castle as well. The tapestry is ransacked along with more or less everything else in the hallway. Decorative tables have been taken. Long hanging cloths that once stood proud up on the wall have been taken as well. And it's silent, almost eerily so.
Alright, yeah, let's go find the king's room. Let's go there.
All
I
right.
think that's the plan. Back
Like
to the
rap-
library.
Wrap myself
Kinda
in my
need
cloak here.
Okay. Is everyone
I
going
held
to
my-
this room?
Yeah, and I hold my table leg close.
Okay.
I bring some of the other wood with you, dude. You broke the table. Take some of the wood. A fire.
You bring
Sure.
the table
Put it on the
leg
sled.
along, but we're unable to set it ablaze.
No, you should.
Oh.
You should. Oh,
Okay, I just have
okay,
this
I wanna-
table leg now as a weapon.
I want to walk. I want to walk back and put all the like broken wood from the table on my sled.
Broken wood.
Yeah, like the wood from the table, and just like put it on the sled and carry it.
Okay,
with
yeah,
me.
you take some random tinder from the mangled table that Rook got a hold of. And
I annihilated that fucking table.
the sound of your sled dragging on the cobblestone fills the hall and echoes out. It feels as though you're the only souls here, and eventually you make it into the grand hall that looks towards the doors where the throne room resides. And you can see that the doors aren't actually closed, they're open. And inside, there's nothing. It's been looted as well.
This is something I've had to think about. I've been wanting to do since I was playing you. Is the throne still there?
Ah. The throne in all of its glory is still there. It doesn't seem like a thing that can exactly be removed because it's stonework basically built into the ground, and so it's still
The
up there.
gemstone's still in it.
The gemstones.
I remember the very first big session, I asked if I could have one of the gemstones. The reward.
The decoration on the throne is still there.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh.
Alright, Jacob, what's the excuse? Why is this character gonna steal the
Oh.
gems? Go, go, go,
Okay,
go, go!
so like Yuri is in a fucking castle.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's here.
Yep, he's working. The wheels are turning.
How does he Jacob this
What
one?
would you
Let
want
us see
to
how the play
do?
goes.
In a castle with absolutely nothing there. Nobody's there to stop you. It's clearly abandoned. What do you do in a castle that's been abandoned?
It's a great question.
What does Jacob do?
It's just anybody. We should just loot it. You know, it's just like. For now, I'll be eyeing the gems on the fucking throne.
Okay.
Alright,
There's no,
looking
like-
around, there's no papers, there's nothing here.
Yes.
Okay.
Even decoration has been taken. It's just empty stone halls.
Is there a
Didn't
back
even
room?
leave us a note, huh?
I was kind of hoping, really.
While
Is
you're
there,
all
like,
here
a-
in the throne room, there's a sort of there's like an echo to any sort of movement or sound that your group makes, just because of how little ambient noise there is. Generally, there's a servant down the hall doing something, or some people chatting in a different room. There's nothing like that, and every single noise that you make can be sensed vibrating around. While you're here and looking, something interrupts you, and all of you hear a sound outside, and I'd like you all to roll a perception check.
That's gonna be average.
It's
I
got
got
a
a 14.
15.
16.
Jay? Are you
11.
muted?
Can you guys
There
hear
you
me?
Yeah,
we got
can,
you.
It was an 11.
An 11? Okay. All of you hear what sounds like a dull thump that comes from outside. It sounds like perhaps a footstep.
A big footstep?
Indeed.
Oh,
I just go quiet. Just
As
stop.
you wait, you hear there's another footstep, and then another, and it gets more distant. And it sounds like it's rumbling throughout the halls, and eventually gets distant enough that you cannot hear it anymore.
Hey, well, that's not good.
that dent's much bigger steps than a tiny dwarf king, huh?
Hey, that's much bigger
Yeah.
steps than our orc friend here. I don't like it when things are bigger than our orc friend here.
Agreed.
We should.
Uh,
Well,
be
the
very
king-
quiet.
King did say he was trying to move the city under the mountain. We should maybe try to head for that secret entrance we know.
Hey, we're in a castle, and you want to just leave when we're all by ourselves. I want to know what's in the back room. Are there back rooms to the throne room?
We shouldn't steal from the castle.
I want to know what's there. I want
Yeah,
to see
and
the
I don't
masonry.
care. Let's not steal from the castle.
There
Hey,
are
we don't
other
have to
doors
steal.
from this room. Doors that you have no idea what are behind.
Like you're assuming I want to steal things. I hear it doesn't make
I
sense.
saw you were looking at those gems when we came in here.
I am a dwarf. I'm interested in gems. I want to explore
That's
the
pretty good, Jacob.
I really don't think that's a pressing matter right now.
Hey, what else is a pressing matter? We have
You know that
knives.
everybody is gone?
I
And
mean,
there's
yeah.
a giant in here, perhaps?
You don't know. Was that outside or was that inside?
Ah,
Did it sound like it was
difficult
coming
to
from
tell.
outside?
I'm gonna
Are the hall-
preemptively
okay,
cast guidance on
remembering-
myself.
Remembering the hallways of the castle, would it feel like a giant could actually fit in here?
Oh. Well, giants come in different sizes. Could one maybe make its way through the front door here? It's tough to say. All of you have heard legends of giants, and some of them could most certainly not, and others most certainly could. Their size doesn't seem to be consistent across the stories. Sometimes they're 8 feet tall, sometimes 14 feet tall, sometimes 20.
well, I'm gonna go look in the back rooms, and I want to go head to a random back door that's closest to me.
Okay. As you go to one of the back doors from the throne room here, you go to open it and find that despite the fact that it has a proper handle and lock on it, that it clicks and the door opens up just fine, leading into a spiral staircase that goes down.
Alright, well, I found a thing that goes down. Maybe this goes into the caves.
I doubt it.
I'm sure we would have used it at some point.
Well, depending on how far we skip forward, maybe they dug down. That's how they got into the caves. Everybody was inside the castle. Can you really imagine that everybody here made the trip through the fucking blizzard all the way to the mines without dying?
Yes, why do you think there's no tapestries? Used all the cloth for warmth.
I don't know if a cloth is enough warmth for that.
How close is the castle to the mines?
The castle is more or less the center of town, so you would have like an hour or two of traveling through town before you could get to the outer walls, and then a little bit more travel just to get to the mines. So it's a bit of a trek, but it's by no means going to take you like more than maybe half a day at most. However, the weather outside is apparently ugly, according to Earsfield's prediction.
Like,
Maybe the dwarf has a point.
the order couldn't even make it to the church without having to turn around. And he's much more than just an average citizen.
Alright, let's give it a try then.
I'm just saying.
We're looking down. We're going down.
Before we go into that hell, we might as well look around.
Okay. The group begins to take its way down the steps. Following in tow, Jay goes along with you, and so does Braxton, who's still rather ill, and 5 of you start to traverse these stories into the earth until eventually there's a landing at the end here. Who is providing the light, by the way?
I can cast light on something if we need it.
Okay.
I'll probably light a torch as
Alright.
well.
So a torch and some magical light gives you all the image of what lays before you. It's an incredibly large prison cell that you find at the bottom of this stairwell. The prison cell is interesting in that there's just a single one here, and the contents of the cell are not entirely empty. Whatever furniture or things may have been in it have long since been taken, but there's a couple of things laying around. Outside, there's like a jailer's table, which has been left there. And another thing, you notice caked on blood all throughout the ground on the inside of the cell.
Wait, that's not pleasant. I don't know what I was expecting.
This looked like the kind of blood that I would be able to tell how long it's been there with like a medicine check.
Could
That's
certainly
nice.
try. Yeah, absolutely.
Could I try a survival? See if that would work.
Yep, you can both roll survival or investigation alternately.
Alright.
Well, that 20.
Oh boy. Don't even need to roll. It's
Wow.
a 15 though.
Okay. So you're not entirely sure here, but Earsville, you think this has been here for maybe like a 10-day or so. And likewise, Jay, looking at this, it's tough to see exactly because it's kind of behind the bars, but as you sort of lean down by them and reach forward, you're able to kind of scrape at some of the blood for a second. And you think that, yeah, this has probably been here for maybe about a 10-day.
Okay.
So whoever died here, or whatever happened here, definitely was somewhat recent.
But no corpse and nobody in the cell.
Indeed.
Okay.
There's no connecting rooms to this room?
No, this room seems to be empty. That's it. It's just one incredibly large prison cell.
Is the door to the cell open?
Oh, no, it's closed.
I tug on it. Is it locked?
It is.
Okay.
The bars kind of rattle a bit as you give them a brief shake.
Well, there's nothing left to see here. Maybe some king business.
Some king business.
Looks like king business.
Well, at least we have, I'm assuming you told us 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we have a good assumption as to when people were here last. At least, 10 days. Probably, for us, 30.
Well, alright, let's go and look. What else we can find? Or do we want to try to brave the storm?
I personally would rather just continue to find information before we brave the storm. I mean, what's the hurry? We're gonna if you're wanting to avoid whatever made the footsteps. But
Yes.
would you rather run into it outside, or run into it in here? I'd rather run into it in here if I ran into it alone.
Agreed. Let's keep exploring then. What else we can find?
Okay.
Start heading back up the stairs.
Alright, the group makes it back up the stairs, and you find yourselves in the throne room again. Are you guys going to just try another back door?
May as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
This back door here seems to lead to a fairly wide hall, and this wide hall has a whole set of doors in it.
Alright. Try one of them.
Fight and conquer.
As you open up this this door, you find on the other side what looks to be an incredibly lavish bedroom that has since been ransacked. So there's a few items that have been left behind that would indicate this was a rather nice place to be. Mainly the bed frame, which is one of those really nice ones that has like the big frame that hangs over it, from which like tapestries could be set about, and like transparent cloths, that sort of thing.
Got it.
Over by the windows, you can see that there's some beautiful leaded glass windows there that outlook from the castle, but they've been partially snowed over, though they're large enough that they give you a bit of a glimpse outside into the town. And you can see like a pretty large and substantial, really nicely made desk over in the corner as well. Apart from that, though, it is clear that everything has been taken. So like the mattress is gone, blankets are gone, there's nothing really left here.
Nothing in the drawers of the desk, if the desk had drawers.
Sure, you can check it. Let's see what we find. Going into the desk here, you start to rummage about, and you don't find anything at first until eventually you think you hear a clink, and as you reach into the last shelf in this desk, that you find a gold piece that is at the back end.
Alright, I have a gold piece. Like a gold coin?
Yes,
Gold piece?
single
that kind of
gold
thing.
coin.
Alright, well, found a gold.
Alright. Going over and checking the other doors, are they similar?
Yes, they are. And as you kind of go through the hallway and check, it turns out that most of these are locked, but the ones that aren't all seem to be duplicates. It's like a hallway of really nice guest rooms almost.
Okay.
Or maybe perhaps meant for higher-ups of the castle.
Got it. Is there anything in particular that stands out, or are they just kind of all the same? All been ransacked, that kind of thing?
They all look more or less the same. The hallway ends on one end with a staircase, which goes up and down in either direction, and the other side of the hallway ends in a single door.
The door that we came through, right?
No, a different one.
Oh.
You guys
let's try that
entered
one.
from like a T side, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Let's try the single door.
Sure.
Single door first.
As you get to the very end of the hall, you get to this single door, and you realize what you're standing in front of. The king's bedroom is behind here. It says the royal quarters above the doorway here with a plaque, and the door itself seems to be made entirely out of solid steel or iron. There's an incredibly impressive
dang.
lock in front of it, and it doesn't look tacky or really bold or anything. There's been a great deal of time and care that has gone into engraving and making this door look rather nice. And as you touch on the handle, it seems locked.
Does there appear to be any sort of like magic enchantment on the door?
Oh, you have Arcana?
No, but Braxton does.
Ah, well, Braxton is not here.
Great. Being the king's quarters, I assume there's no like crack under the door.
The door is close to air sealed.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
No
Alright.
expense has been spared to make this thing as nice as possible, and the craftsmanship is a perfect 10 out of 10.
Got it.
Well, I ain't breaking that. It's too well
Nope.
made.
Yep. Back the other way.
Okay. Wandering throughout the hall,
damn.
are you headed towards the stairs at the far end?
I was really wanting to see his bedroom too.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Why?
Yeah, we'll head towards the stairs, and I want to start checking down.
Why?
It's just an empty room with like a squat rack and like muscle posters everywhere. Okay. Are you going to go up or down the stairs?
Down.
Down leads to caves.
Down.
You take the stairs down, and it leads you into a different part of the castle, which is a little dingy at first. What you emerge into is similar to the guards' barracks up top, but it looks a lot more like a servant's quarters. And as you begin to explore this and go further, you find that in a different direction, you run into what appears to be the door that leads to the dungeon. A plaque says above that that this is the dungeon wing of the castle, and the door is locked, though not nearly as impressive as the king's door. This one seems to still be locked, but might be perhaps pickable or something like that. It looks like a regular wooden door with an iron band that kind of keeps it from opening here.
Alright. Does this one perhaps have a small crack under it?
Yes, you can see that there's like maybe a couple centimeters of space under the door.
Something that perhaps a small lizard could get under?
You could certainly try.
Well, do we want to try to get through this?
Well,
to
if I
find-
try and see what's on the other side, I don't know, it's a dungeon.
Yeah. Yes or no?
You'd be stuck by yourself over there.
Hey, well, if there's something
True.
interesting, I could probably work the door open via certain means.
You
Might
mean
take a
break
bit.
it?
I mean, like, yeah, more or less break it, but in a less, brutish way.
To break it.
Right.
I got the
Um,
tools.
Don't think we really need to go in here. We can look, but I don't know.
I
Putting
don't
my
know, it's a dungeon. There might be something on the other side. I don't want getting in here, so I'd rather not break the door until, I know.
putting my ear to the door after casting guidance on myself. Do I hear anything?
Oh, yeah, make a perception check. Let's see. Oh,
Oh, well,
that ain't great.
it's not great. It's 11.
11? Okay. You press your ear against the door here and see if you can hear anything from beyond it, but there's no sound. Until you hear something, it sounds perhaps like a water drip landing off in a pan or something like that. It hits on a metal surface. It's hard to tell exactly what it might be. Otherwise, it's completely quiet from beyond the door.
I don't hear anything.
Alright, well, other side.
What was that?
Right, well, other side.
Oh, well, we could go up, but what do you mean other side?
The other side would probably be the slave or like peasants' quarters here
Okay.
that I'd mentioned. You can go through that if you'd like.
Is there anything at the, end of that hall?
Well,
Specifically?
the rooms that the peasantry seems to stay in the castle here are wide and open for display. There isn't really even much of a door. It's just a hall that goes down and then it opens up into a fairly large room. And you can see that, much like the barracks, there's just a whole bunch of beds which have been left to themselves, and what looks like very thin wooden walls that seem to separate them. They're like little cubicles almost.
Interesting. Alright, I guess Upstairs. Maybe. Unless there's like glancing through the cubicles, is there anything like interesting?
Make an investigation check. Hey, Lolwolf. How you doing this fine Thursday evening?
That is a 16.
16. Ah. As you take a look around, you don't find much of anything. It appears that this was ransacked and pilfered just as well as the rest of the place. There's not a single pillow or blanket which has been left untaken. And sadly, unlike that rather nice desk, no coin could be found either, if the peasantry really had any coin to begin with.
Sadness. Yeah.
There are those gems upstairs.
There are those things
Find him.
And I have masonry tools.
We're not
God,
gonna
I have to
steal
get the
suggestions.
fucking... I have to get the goddamn eyebrows gif.
Jacob.
Jacob Jacobs is definitely my favorite line of the.
There it is right there. That's the... Well, there are gems upstairs.
It's downloading?
Oh, it's downloading?
Yeah, it's trying to make you save it.
Oh. Well, it is a file worth keeping, I'd say. Ah, beautiful.
This one.
Classic.
A classic. You should just make my picture on fucking your Twitch that.
There's
No.
a sound that you hear while all of you are waiting down in this rather dank and cavernous set of rooms underneath the castle. It sounds almost as though a faint sound filters through maybe like a storm drain or a hole in the ceiling somewhere in an off room. And at first it's kind of difficult to tell what it is, and then it all dawns on you. It's the howl of a wolf.
Oh.
Here we go again.
No, I don't want to fight them out there.
I don't want to fight them in here either.
It sounds
I'd rather fight them in here
distant.
than out there, but I don't want to fight them either.
Does it sound inside or does it sound outside?
Roll a perception check, please.
Alright, I will.
May also. Yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
It's not going to be easy, though.
That's a 10.
23?
I got a 20.
Jay's coming back.
There it is, Jay coming in hot.
I got a 20. It's not
Oh,
bad,
nice.
though.
Those of you with a 20 or higher know that these sounds actually came from beyond the castle. They're distant enough there's no way it could be from another room in here unless it was some sort of magical illusion.
Right, well, they're in the city, but they're outside.
That's good so far.
It's comforting.
Maybe we should have gone to the front door and shut it.
Yeah.
Big
well,
steps up there?
That's also a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think the wolves never really came into the city before, so everybody must be gone from the city.
Certainly.
But
Or if
everyone's
they,
dead.
if they are there, they're not gonna be alive for long.
Possible that giant we were investigating moved in when everybody else moved out?
I think
I
that
have
seems
a feeling.
likely.
Nice. Possibility.
It's okay, Jay.
Probability. Oh, Illusion, you should definitely get Relic to give you the thing. He made it to where when you roll the dice, it doesn't knock over the figures and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I might pick that up from him in a few. But that's
Yeah.
part of the fun, man. It's like throwing dice at everybody's bullshit. Yeah.
God, you fucking deflected me.
The
Wow.
And
20.
a 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Jay's still a good bouncing stone.
would the fact that there's water dripping inside mean anything to me? Would it
Josh,
seem like
can you
maybe
do that,
it's
though?
there's a
He said he
crack?
didn't hear anything.
There's a crack to outside and snow is melting in or something? Or does it
Oh.
just sound like a...
You would definitely have to investigate it. You wouldn't know just from hearing it. It could just be like that it's part of the sewer system or something like that you're hearing. Who knows? But it could be that there's structural damage. Maybe the castle's been frozen here for a lot longer than you think. Who knows?
Yeah, you're right, you wanna go under and check it out, or?
I can.
I'd rather, personally, I'd rather explore the rest of the castle. Maybe go shut the front door.
Don't wanna
Or
run into
restart investigating locked areas.
we really wanna run into the big homie upstairs, though?
We even know he's inside, though.
Big
He
homie.
might be. Might not be. We don't know. It's probably going to happen eventually. I am dragging a sled behind me. It is fucking loud.
Well, if I do go check this out, we'll have to rest here for probably about half an hour afterwards. I'm not gonna risk running into a fight without being able to wild shape.
Leave a single mattress for me to sleep on while you're doing that. Fucking
Kind of like
assholes.
look around at the nothing.
Yeah, probably gone.
Alright, thinking about that. My sled. How many people can my sled hold?
Your sled is large enough to hold. Well, if you pack them on, maybe like 2 to 4 people, depending on size. You know, maybe two rooks.
Okay, so
4
me,
eras.
Jay,
4 ears exactly.
me, Jay, and Braxton could potentially fit on it.
Yes. Yeah, that seems about
Okay.
right.
Book rides.
Given that you have your
direwolf.
stupid crate and all, though, I don't know.
Might have to improve the sled. Might have to break some tables.
Time to build
That's
some
real.
land vehicles.
It's time to build it. Fuck.
It's a proficiency nobody thinks about, and then it happens, and you're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You build a giant sled, I'll get Beast Friends or whatever that spell is called, and then we'll get some wolf reindeer, and we'll become Santa Claus. Santa Rook.
Uh-huh.
That would be great. Someone should play an evil warlock named Sinterklaas.
Fuck.
All cold spells. Necromantic chill touch. Just like this horrible unkempt beard, red eyes.
Oh my god.
He's got like his story quest is he has this list of like people he has to go out and kill.
Because
The naughty
Because they're the naughty list as he refers to it, but no one's ever actually seen it.
Oh
The
god.
party is secretly afraid that they might get on it.
And every
Okay,
time he kills somebody, he leaves a single piece of coal in their fucking hand or something. Like he tapes like a stocking, like nails it to their fucking fireplace.
There's some comedy gold in there.
Builds them a fireplace. Puts a stocking
Build
on
them
said
a fireplace. Enter in through the fireplace, kill them, nail a stocking to the fireplace.
Who's this mystery man that
Okay.
built a fireplace in my house?
Oh shit, he doesn't have a fireplace, guys. I gotta build one. Alright, give me about a week.
Shit, honey, I told you to stop spending money. Why'd you get someone to build us a fireplace?
That's someone should do that. A D&D group that's like a home improvement team.
They just like, and they're all rogues.
Yeah, and everyone takes like a human variant, and then you get the skilled feat, and then you just take like all these different tool proficiencies, so you have like every artisan tool in the books between the 4 of you.
Well, yeah,
Oh
and
my
see,
God.
you take rogue, and then you take expertise in those artisans.
And then you take, oh yeah, no, that'd be good. Yep.
And then you can sneak into people's houses and improve them overnight. Just like
I'm
pick the door.
I'm a crab dinner. It's done. I'll be right back while we're memeing.
Yeah, let's take a brief 5-10 minute break. Thanks to Steve Rail here. Be right
I
back,
too will
guys.
grab dinner.
Oh god.
I actually really want to do this now. This went from a meme to like actually a fantastic story idea.
I'll be right back.
Well, Jimmy, what are we gonna do?
I don't know. I don't want to fight the fucking giant.
I don't either.
I want to get out of here before we bump into him.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we should just gather up a whole bunch of wood or whatever, go across the storm, and when we get real cold, go find a house, break into it, and make a fire or something, so we can warm up, and then repeat until we can get to the caves.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That's why I was trying to get, if there's like structural damage here, we might be able to escape from the dungeon.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like go right out this way, use the wooden door as wood.
I mean, I can't help but think that there's some sort of secret escape route for the nobility, like in the guest quarters or something. But
I'm sure
I don't
Brick's
know.
room has a panic escape.
Yeah, but we can't get in there.
No, we could get in there if we tried.
I mean, we'd make a lot of noise doing it.
Honestly, what does it matter at this point? Let's just go find the fucking thing and kill it.
Because it would probably kill us, especially as a 4 instead of 5-person party.
Or it's probably scaled for a 5-person encounter.
Killed a fucking dragon.
Yeah, with 2 deaths.
And 5
We
people.
killed a
And 5
fucking
people.
dragon.
A baby dragon.
Well, it might be
Yep,
a baby
A
giant.
young dragon. You know, I'm not gonna count on that luck. I think we should take the storm and just bunny hop. Just go until we're starting to get cold, and then pull into somebody's house and like make a fire or something. Warm
Alright,
up.
well, if that's the plan, I should improve my sled. Are we still in the servants' quarters?
Yeah. Except
Solution
there's
here?
literally nothing. No, you're not.
Okay, everybody decided to take a break since I was going to get food, even though it took me like
Uh-huh.
a minute.
If you need wood, you can always use the door to the
Going
dungeon.
to use the cubicle walls.
Use the door to the dungeon.
That's also fair. We could do that.
I want to
I'm
get in
sure I
there
can
really
scrap it.
badly.
I mean, I'm thinking I'm just going to like saw a little hole, like saw off the door handle, like just cut a hole around it and just open it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's wood.
He did say there was an iron band that goes across it, though. I don't know if that
Alright, I'm back.
complicates things.
What did I say?
There's an
The
iron band
dungeon
around
door
the
has
door.
like an iron band.
Yes, there is a little bit of time that has gone into making the door fortified, but it's nothing like the King's Door. You guys thinking of breaking into the prison?
Well, we were considering that. We were also how much? Okay, so the cubicles they're made of wood, right? Is it like good wood?
No.
How bad is the wood?
It's like really average 2x4s that were used like a long time ago and have just not been updated or anything since.
Oh.
They're kind of just,
I'm back. But I
No.
expand and make my sled wider and possibly have rails.
You could. You're gonna be here for a while.
Thinking I might have to do that if we're going to actually brave the winter.
All right. Is everybody good to go?
Mhm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jay here?
Jay's here.
So, all right. Welcome back, everybody. So, you're down in the basement of the castle and deciding what kind of mischief you want to get up to next. Whose gems to steal? What's the plan?
Well, oh my god, what was that? Fuck.
It's like a piece of
Who let the gnome in
macaroni
here?
stuck in your nose.
Oh my god, I'm eating macaroni too, fuck.
You said you were getting macaroni.
No, I said I was getting dinner.
Oh, I thought I swore you said you were getting macaroni.
I did get macaroni, but I was getting dinner. Got pork, macaroni, and vegetables.
Pork?
Yeah, like grilled teriyaki pork chops.
too good. Okay, what are you guys doing?
There's a million rooms in this castle, I think. Maybe we should just try to head to the underground where the people probably are.
To the mines?
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
should probably improve the sled, maybe. Do we want to wait for that?
How long do you
I
think you can get that
recall.
done?
How long do I think it'll take?
Also,
have-
how loud?
You have all of the tools. There's no way to make this work not loud. It's probably going to take you a few hours as long as you don't mess anything up, at the very least, to expand on it. And the more time you take with it, the more time, or sorry, the more, the higher the chance is that the sled will actually be sturdy when you finally finish it and all. So if you wanted, you could increase its capacity and size within maybe 3 hours, let's say, right? But if you took 6 hours, there'd be a good chance that, those added on parts wouldn't just break on you later.
I can do a rush job and have it done maybe in 3 hours, or I can do a good job and maybe have it done in 6. The thing got a
I
bit
think-
damaged the last time we were in the town doing this whole winter fiesta trip, whatever the fuck. And, I might want to, make sure it's sturdy.
Thinking about it, I don't think time is the issue now, whereas sound.
Well,
We don't want to
for,
be disturbing that big giant, right?
for 30 of the loudest minutes, I can take care of that.
I think the loudest minutes are going to be me taking apart these cubicles.
With the help of Rook, do you think you could get that done in a half hour?
Well,
Oh, is it?
depending.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I can keep us quiet as long as we need.
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't
you do
know
that.
I
I
didn't
built a
know that
sled.
silence is a ritual. But it is.
I will check under this door then.
So
We have
I will.
Ira do some scouting. We have Jay
Jesus,
keep us
Tess.
quiet.
Yeah,
we
I'm
have
just gonna
Rook.
begin
What?
ritual casting silence over and over.
Okay. So you guys are going to cast magical silence while Yuri does his construction project. Yuri, go ahead and make for me those rolls, please. Let's start with.
Can I help him break stuff?
Yep, absolutely. You can make a athletics check, and Yuri make a tool check for carpentry.
And that's strength, right?
Yes.
I will cast guidance on him before I leave, and then I'm gonna head under the dungeon door using
Alright,
spider. I think
Okay.
we'll use spider.
I
what
got
was
12.
What is the check exactly? Is it strength?
Yes, yeah, it's strength plus proficiency, because you know how to use carpentry tools.
Yep. That is going to be a 17.
17, and you got a 12. Okay. So you're progressing through this fairly well, and with the help of the brute strength provided by your friend here, it doesn't take too long before you've torn down the necessary materials. You kind of have to go and stop every now and then whenever the magical spell changes over and Jay is getting everything ready to cast it again. But otherwise, you're able to do all the work without making it like a single sound, given it's all constrained to this room. Irisville, you step away and transform into a spider and make your way underneath the door and manage to get over to the other side with no trouble. It's dark here. There's no lit torches, and there's but a bit of light that comes from your friend's light sources, which continues to make its way under the door into this new hall that you find yourself in. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess if it's super dark here. Oh, well, spiders have dark vision at 30 feet. I will just skitter along for a little bit and just kind of explore and see what I can find over here.
Okay.
Especially if I can find a key.
Uh,
Key to this door. That would be nice.
You navigate up and down the steps using your spider climb, and eventually get down to a landing at the bottom, which is the beginning of a long hallway which has a number of different cells in it. You can see the iron bars that block off one cell after another, after another, after another, and you notice something while you're in here. In the black and white dark vision that your form grants you, that there are blackish stains on the ground in a lot of the cells.
Okay. Are any of these cells open?
Oh, interesting. No, it doesn't appear that any of them are open.
What in the... Okay. Shoot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn back into myself and cast guidance on myself and just sneak around and just see what I can see and find. My own dark vision, granted, is no.
Okay. As you wander through here and look about, sure enough, it looks like something grisly has happened in the majority of these cells. Some of them are untouched and have the stains of many ages of use and whatnot, but the majority of them have like these large dark spots on the ground, what you would assume would be perhaps like pooled blood or something like that. And one by one, as you check the cells, you find that all of them are locked and that most of them have this familiar pattern. At the very end of the hallway, there's a small crack up in the ceiling from which a water droplet occasionally drops and lands in what looks to be a pan. It's like somebody has placed a metallic dinner plate of some sort underneath it, which has more or less overflown, and this drop continues to just land in the pan every now and then.
Alright, I don't find any sort of keys or anything lying around.
No, it looks like this place has been ransacked as well.
What in the...
Alright, looking at one of these cells, can I take any guesses as to what happened? Like, seemed like there was a struggle, or like these people were just executed, or
Make an
do I have any
investigation
idea?
check.
Alright. Guidance, of course. 13.
13.
Yeah.
As you look inside of the room, try to puzzle as to what may have happened, and it's difficult to tell. However, you do note one thing, and this pattern seems to be the same for all of the rooms. The blood splatter on the ground seems to be placed at the back end of each of the rooms. So every cell has this in the same spot. It doesn't appear to be random. It's all like at the back wall.
Like, in the same spot on the back wall, or is it like, these people were trying to stay
I'll
away
draw it
from
for
the
you.
bars? Okay.
It's like, the guards came in, they decide they're moving underground, they need to kill all the prisoners, therefore they take crossbows to the bars.
So it's like the
Yeah.
blood
And
splatter
shoot the
always
prisoners.
happens in like this back end of the room. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. I'm just asking if it like someone in the corner, or maybe like one's like right in the middle, or is there any sort of variation here? Because if it's all uniform, that's super creepy.
It seems like it all takes place like in the middle of the wall.
Oh boy. Okay.
Are there chains?
Yeah. Okay. Then
I'll look around a little bit more, but then I'm gonna head back out.
Okay. Eventually, you make your way back up the steps, and you're going to transform back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll I'll spider and
Right.
get back under the door.
You finish up your wild shape there. Do you transform back into your elf form to
Yes.
greet your party? Okay.
Yeah.
So Irisfield returns, and Yuri, you've been progressing on this project for a little while now. Let's say about 3 hours have passed, and you now have expanded sled. It can hold maybe about 6 people. It's considerably longer than it was before, and it's going to be difficult to get it around like certain halls and doorways, but it should be a lot more useful for navigating town if you need to carry a lot of things.
Okay, and then I want to make it to where, like, I want to stir that up, but I also want to add kind of like a railing, I guess, like a bumper, in case it like slams into a wall.
Sure. Do you still have metal, or you plan to use wood?
Let me look. Probably, if I can find some metal,
You still have metal?
maybe.
Well, I know you have those strips in your backpack, don't you?
I thought I used them to repair the sled.
Oh, is it all gone?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. Well, you could go hunting around. It doesn't appear that there's any here.
I still want to make the railings. Hey, Era, now you're
Hmm.
back. Maybe, actually, no, you're gonna take a rest.
Yes.
If
Half an
Rook,
hour.
or maybe you, after like half an hour, want to go find me some metal, maybe. Preferably something flat or something I can flatten.
Thinking about all the stuff that we've come across, been walking. Have I seen any pieces of metal that I could take back that I could actually carry?
The only thing that really comes to mind is the iron from the iron bars over in the dungeon, but how you're gonna take those, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. You'd have to be filing there for a while, and then flatten them out.
That would take a considerable amount of time. I think I'll just stick with the wood then. Maybe at some point we'll work our way over to the forge. Maybe see if there's something there. Give it some finishing touches or something, but otherwise, yeah,
We could definitely check that.
definitely could. Want to do that after your rest? Maybe after I had some railings?
Yes. I don't want to go anywhere until after this.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like the plan of attack.
Gonna go and hit the blacksmith next?
Yeah,
After
I'm gonna take a short
finishing-
rest and use guidance on Yuri while he adds wooden rails to his sled.
Okay.
That's
we're gonna go to the
rails,
blacksmith.
finish up the sled, basically, and then go to the blacksmith.
Alright. So another hour passes, and you manage to get these railings onto your sled. So you can record the modifications that have been made. The whole thing now is getting difficult and cumbersome, and so when you're finished your project, you end up staring over at the spiral staircase and thinking to yourself, this is going to be a trip.
Hey, Rook, you're a tall one. Can you possibly wear this on your back? And I, like, pick it up best I can and, like, line it up with his back.
How heavy is it?
It's pretty heavy.
Oh, like 20 pounds or something, right? Not 20. How much is it? Like 10?
What? It's a fucking... It's like
Sled.
It's a huge sled.
Like
It's
6
wood
feet
metal.
long.
Yeah, dude.
Oh!
Yeah.
I was thinking one of those like tiny pink ones.
No. Metal
You
sled.
think that you'd be able to carry this?
Slowly.
It's gonna take the space of your backpack, and you're not gonna be able to move very fast with it.
Hey, well, I just need you to pull it up the stairs. That's the I got my crate. I mean, I guess I could do it myself, but I'm a bit short. You're a bit tall.
I can do it. It's just gonna take some time.
If you need me to carry your backpack, you can toss it in my crate.
Yeah.
Alright. Toss his backpack in my crate, my backpack's in my crate, I'm carrying a crate, he's carrying a sled. Let's go up some stairs.
Okay. The trip up the stairs is difficult, and Rook, I need you to make for me an athletics check, please.
Whoa!
Ooh.
But I'm so strong! I'm so strong!
Okay. There's a few times where you're about to like hit the top of the sled on one of the steps that are above you or slip there, but you manage to come out of it just fine, and everybody is now in the upper area here in the large hallway that has a bunch of nice rooms in it. Are you guys going to the blacksmiths?
I think we go to the blacksmiths
Yep.
and see what's there.
Quietly.
Do some finishing touches at the blacksmith, and then head to like get the fuck out.
Okay.
What do we need to do at the blacksmith?
See if he has metal, maybe. Put some finishing touches on the sled, and possibly.
Do you
Possibly
think we need it?
I want my axe to do a d12 of damage.
I will cast guidance on Jay as we quietly make our way to blacksmith.
On Jay?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay, are you there, by the way?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I think my mic might be cutting in and out.
You haven't said anything since we started. So, I don't know if that was you or if that was... You're not saying anything right now.
I didn't really have anything to say while the sled was being built.
Okay. No
Okay.
worries. I was just not sure if you had muted or not.
I'm here.
You guys make your way out through the throne room and back into some of the other hallways of the castle and eventually find yourselves...
While we're heading there, do we see footprints other than ours? At any point in time, like maybe like something in the ice, like if there was ice or frost.
Sure, make a survival check.
Or
Can I
large
also-
footprints.
Can I also make a perception check or
Do that
something
as
to
well.
see if I hear any more footsteps?
Okay.
Oh, that's a 15.
14.
20?
Oh, jeez.
You don't hear anything like those large footsteps from before, Jay, and
Okay.
another thing, you can see that there's plenty of footsteps in here, Yuri, but they all seem to be fairly old. Nothing really looks recent other than the ones that you've laid down.
Okay. No. Maybe the footsteps were outside. Hopefully, probably. Cross his fingers.
The blacksmith room has its door left ajar, and as you make your way inside, you find that it too, like the rest of the castle, has been heavily ransacked. Of course, its large stone forge at the back wall is untouched and still there, but everything from the tools which once hanged on walls to the armor sets that you remember being there previous has been looted and is no longer laying about.
Would I have enough to get the forge going? What would I
You
need
could
to get the
certainly
forge going?
collect wood from different things and set the forge ablaze. It would take some time,
Oh.
but you could.
Oh, the wood from that table.
I tossed my wooden leg in there.
Yeah.
I have the wood from that table that broke. I guess I'll have to find some other stuff, but see if I can get it going.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I would like to, well, up to the party, if the party's wanting to do that or not.
How long will you be?
How long would it be to shape my axe?
Well, it's going to take some time to get the forge going and then heat up your axe and then work on it. So you're looking at a few more hours.
How am I feeling after, concentrating for, basically the past, 3 hours, making a silence? I imagine it's...
Recasting the same ritual and then waiting around while people make a sled is boring, to say the least. There's something to be said for concentrating on a magic spell and then just recasting it over and over and over and over again. I don't know how you would feel after doing that, but it is tedious. It's not horribly straining, just tedious. So if you're the kind of person who's like, I could eat meat and potatoes and then go to the same job every day for my entire life and be pleased, then you probably wouldn't care. If you're not like that, then you you're probably losing your marbles.
Don't you think we can, work on this a different time? I think we kind of need to get to the people.
Hey, but actually, what time of day is it? Is a good question.
Well, with the outside windows more or less closed off, it's difficult to tell, and the weather's horrid, but light does come from beyond them. Since you've woken up, you've been up for maybe 4 or 5 hours at max.
Probably early afternoon then. If we were to get going, we probably need to get going now. I suppose I could. Yeah, I can put this off.
Is
Oh,
the poor district of town towards the mines?
You
Or
could go
away.
past some of it with only like a mild detour.
Would we go past the blacksmith in the poor district?
Sure, yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
we're
or
probably gonna have to stop for the night eventually, right? I don't think we can make it all the way to the mines tonight.
We
It'll take like half a day of travel, so we'd probably make it by like nightfall.
we should try to make it to the mines by night. It would be with wolves about, any sort of fire is going to draw them.
I think I'm with you on that one. Maybe we just get going. I can wait till my axe, even though I do feel like moving it would be a good thing, but it's not critical.
Are we gonna go to the mines, or are we gonna do the secret entrance we know about? Did we cave that one in?
Wait, I don't think we. Secret entrance.
You remember the
Oh.
entrance we came out from the Underdark eventually, you know, that we collapsed, quote unquote.
No, you didn't cave one of them. There were orcs there last time, and Avi Sarah waved a hand at them,
Yeah.
and that was the last thing that ever happened to them.
Yeah, I don't think we needed to collapse it because the orcs were all dead.
Because you were in company of something that really wouldn't have cared anyway.
Is would that entrance be closer?
And then some guy pooped himself. The mines are all more or less clumped together, so it might be a bit closer, but by maybe like a couple of minutes.
Hey, a couple of minutes is a couple of minutes. in
Yeah,
this
given
kind
the
of storm.
circumstance. I mean, if that's when, like, you bump into these wolves, a couple of minutes will suddenly be super relevant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's definitely go to that entrance then.
Alright.
And the way that to the mines, it's not passing by Wynn's house by chance. By the off chance, is it?
It certainly could be.
Well, if it is,
Let's roll some luck.
Oh, I love luck rolls.
That's a 3. No, Wynn's house is on the other side of town. Well, you don't even know where Wynn necessarily lives, but that babe.
Wynn's
that he was
babe's
around.
house.
Yeah.
Base house is on the other side.
Alright.
well, I hope Wynn made it.
I think you did.
I
Alright.
never got to finish that book. I just remembered. Fuck. Sad.
Well, do we
There's
want
no
to check?
isn't anything in that library. No.
Can we start heading? Let's just start going.
Yeah. So we'll head for. Do we know any other exits than just the front entrance?
You've never used anything else.
Okay, then let's go to the front entrance.
Okay.
Like men.
Eventually, you take a few turns here and there and find yourselves in front of the great outside doors here. You can hear the sound of wind that blows beyond it, and you know that there's going to be some sort of winter wonderland awaiting you. As you take a step forward and crack the door here, it starts to move up and you can see that the whole city is covered in snow. Not a single rooftop is without feet of snow atop it, and the roads in front of you are completely buried. It's only like the upper halves of lampposts that really poke out from there.
Oh,
most
boy.
most house doors are to the point where there's, maybe 4 out of like the 6 feet which have just been covered with snow. It's pretty horrid. And beyond that, you can see evidence that it's been like this for some time. There's icicles which have formed on the edge of most buildings as well. And you don't see a single burning fireplace in sight.
Okay. I'll go
Alright.
ahead and I'm gonna cast a long stride out myself before I turn into direwolf form.
Ira, how long would it
What
take
was I-
for it to get this bad? Like, how long have we been out?
Hey, didn't you say like 10 days? I don't know.
Looking out, if this storm had been pretty much continuous, how long would it have taken for it to gather this much?
If it hadn't changed for it to gather this much, probably a few days.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was pretty bad last time you'd seen it.
Not horribly long.
Alright, I want to take my backpack out of my crate. I want to hand Rook his backpack. I want to get the sled ready to go. And I want to use my crate as just a fucking, like, shield. I want to just wear it over myself.
Like
Turtle.
on
Turtle
top
board.
of yourself?
Turtle.
Like you're hiding
Like,
in it
like
like
I'm
Solid
gonna
Snake?
get on the sled, and I'm going to just, like, be, like, kind of in the middle of the sled, and I'm just gonna turtle myself into the crate because I insulated it.
Okay.
That's a good point, yeah.
So you are now a box on a crate. Or sorry, a box on a sled.
Solid Snake.
Nobody will ever be able to see me. This is the best disguise of all.
So I'll let whoever's gonna help hook me up to the sled.
I'll hook you
Or
up,
rope.
Okay.
and I'm also gonna be riding on top of you here.
Do we need 2 ropes for a sled this heavy?
To attach to Irisville?
Yeah.
It would be more stable to use 2.
I can quickly attach the second one, I guess. Wouldn't take me that long, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take like the 15-20 minutes to do that, or something.
Okay.
I will note that we have closed the door before we do this.
A good thing to note. Okay. So the castle doors are closed behind you, and Irisville, you're turning into your direwolf form?
That's correct.
Okay. So you take the form of an incredibly large wolf. Rook hooks you up with the rope there, and Jay gives some assistance as well. And now there is plenty of space for a crate, 2 people, to sit on the sled there. And
Well,
you're
3
gonna-
with Braxton, right?
Yes, and
Yeah, with
Braxton is
Braxton.
there as well. He is bundled up in. All of you guys have winter clothing, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Heavy winter cloaks, like real nice. We got them. We paid some good money for these cloaks.
Yeah, we
you
spent
found
5 gold.
mine. You found mine on like a side shop, and they had to cut off the bottom because it was too tall.
Yes.
Yeah, yours.
Hey,
Yeah, mine. That's why I've got a crate.
I got that thing custom made for you, man. And you're
Uh-huh.
putting my work down. That is
Okay.
one of the most clerically acts I've done.
Jesus, frowns
Clothing
upon you.
cold.
While you guys are outside here, you finish getting everybody onto the sled, and you hear something off in the distance. Does anybody perhaps speak giant?
Nope.
Okay.
Dwarvish.
You hear the telltale sound of the language of giants off in the distance as somebody calls out a single loud word that kind of rumbles over the town. And it hangs there for a brief second before a responding call of a whole bunch of wolves howling from complete different directions all around you.
Okay. Where did this call come from? And is it between us and the mines?
Ah. So, from where you are, up on your raised vantage point, up by the castle, the mines can be seen off towards the, roughly about like the northwest-ish of where you are. Yeah. It's also in that direction, though not directly in like a straight path towards it. It sounds like it's a bit more west that this call came from. As far as the howling of the wolves, that was everywhere.
Okay.
The great escape.
We'll start trekking then,
Okay.
and I will keep a sharp ear out for any more noises.
A sharp ear.
Ear out. God.
So you guys start to go ahead and taking the sled here. You wind down some roads and begin to go off in this direction. You know that Wynn's house is going to be off limits here, but you were hoping to go to the blacksmiths, weren't you?
No.
No, we scrapped that
No, we
idea.
scrapped that?
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
scrapped that idea. We scrapped that idea before the giant was in the direction of the fucking place.
Too
we're
long.
going.
Okay.
Take too long. We want to get there before nightfall. God, I don't know. It's a lower district. Fucking like that place is probably buried in snow.
Perception check, please, Irisville. And it's sound-based. I don't know if your wolf form gives you anything for that.
Does have advantage
Yeah.
on that, which is good because that is a 19.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds here.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
The giant is 2 feet in front of you.
You're traveling down the road, having just wound a corner here, and you're getting up towards a intersection in the town when you hear something. There's like a rumble up ahead, and you know that wolves are coming from the street to the right. They're about to pass through the intersection. You can hear them, all of their footsteps on the snow. There's a whole bunch, probably like a pack. What do you want to do? You're the driver here.
So there's an intersection coming up. We're going down the road. There's some wolves to the right.
Yep, so you guys are like over here, and you hear the sound of something traveling in this direction. It's definitely a bunch of wolves.
Okay. I will put on the brakes as much as I can and see if I can get us into an alley going this direction.
Go ahead
Quietly.
and make for me your vehicle handling check, please.
Oh boy. Do I have any sort of bonus for handling this yesterday?
I'll let you use either strength or dexterity.
Okay, well it's good as Dex. But that's still an 8.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You see this, and you note something. Everybody who's on the crate, and when I say everybody, I mean everyone
On the
except for
crate.
Braxton and Yuri. God damn this. You're gonna have like 10 fucking things you're carrying with you eventually. You can see that Irisville completely takes a different direction here, and as she starts to turn your sled over towards an alleyway, you all begin to hear it as well. There's a rumble up ahead, and you know that she's trying to drag you somewhere where you're not going to be seen. But there's an interruption, because as you're starting to turn into this alleyway, the front end of the sled bumps into a wall and gets stuck for a second.
Can I like
Everybody hide in
quickly
the crate.
push off the wall?
Sure.
I'll back up and make sure there's room on there.
Make an
And
initiative check for me, Jay.
Oh, great.
Oh god.
Oh no! I am the best at initiative rolls, guys. Like, the absolute best. That's
Hey.
God!
Is that a 15?
It's a 14.
14.
Oh!
I have a roll to make.
Oh no.
Okay.
Roll up.
You push off of the wall here as quickly as you possibly can, and by your sort of like lightning fast reaction here, you're able to dislodge the sled from the wall here, and Irisville is able to start pulling. What's the order on the sled? Who's where? Can you guys
Probably in the
line
middle.
yourselves up?
Picture of it.
So it's like
I'm on-
Irisville's here at the front, and then who's at the front here, who's at the back?
I'm on top of Ira, aren't I?
Okay.
Yeah, you're ready.
And then Yuri is crate, and then is
And
Braxton at the
Braxton's
very
like
back.
in the back.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys disappear around the corner there, and then while you're there, you hear the wolves continue to run, but they don't come down your road. They continue straight down the path they were going before, and it sounds like it's clear now.
Alright. What I'll do is I'll make my way kind of like along this alleyway slowly, and
Okay.
then back onto like kind of like I'm going past. So if there's I can't draw, shoot. If we have the crossroads, then I'm gonna go kind of take like a loop around this way to back on our path. I don't want to be on that road that they just went down any longer than I have to.
Okay. Your navigation eventually gets you past that point, and you're able to continue on through the town.
Okay.
And while you're going down a main road here with no sign of the wolves, you eventually see what looks like a fairly grisly scene in front of a house. At first, it looks like it's not really much until eventually you notice that what you're looking at is the tops of villagers, which have been completely frozen solid, and they look like some sort of horrid ice breath has been blown on them, encasing them in solid ice, and they look like they're partially recoiling back in agony, and others look like they're midway through like a prayer almost, or like a begging gesture as they're frozen solid.
This is some Dark Souls shit. Yeah.
All right. There's as we go past, I'll take a quick breath. But I assume that there's nothing living here, and continue going.
Okay.
Just barely even slow down.
Unhappier thought solution. How warm is my crate?
It's pretty warm. Your
Will we
heater's
be
nowhere to
passing?
go, so you're starting to stew in your own crate.
Will we be passing the temple at any point during this?
No, because that was back by the castle.
Yeah.
I need you to make another one of those checks, please, Irisfiel.
All right. Higher than a 5, please.
No advantage, remember?
Oh,
No,
are
not
we
perception.
talking-
This is the
Okay.
for the vehicle handling.
All right, that's a
20? Okay.
21. Yeah.
So as you're traveling along here, you get to another point, and what stops you at first is a set of stairs, but you're able to navigate them fairly well. You know when to go fast and when to go slow to manage the momentum. You're starting to get the hang of working with this sled, and eventually you get to the bottom with everybody freed. And while you're going down, you eventually get into the lower area of the town. You've been traveling now with your group for maybe about an hour or two, and you're starting to get towards the outskirts. This poor part of town marks the last area that you have to go through until you eventually get to the gates and the mines beyond. While you're going down here, though, off in the distance, you can see far down the road what looks like some wolves. What do you want to do?
Okay.
It doesn't appear they've noticed you.
Are they moving in any direction, or are they just kind of like wandering around?
They are. They're wandering through town, but not at any fast pace at all. They sniff at the air on occasion and move around from one building to another. You're not sure what it is that drives their interest, but they're just kind of combing about.
Okay. Couple more questions. Are they heading in any general direction? I assume they're staying together, kind of like as a pack kind of thing, and just kind of spread out a little bit, or do they seem to be like staying in the same place?
It seems like they're going west.
Okay, then I am going to do what I can to cut east and go around behind them.
Okay. So you begin to readjust your course and go in a different direction here, and let's see how that goes. It's not fantastic.
That's great.
As you pull onto a different street, excuse me.
It's just the giant sitting there looking at us.
Yeah. Alright, my body thought it needed to burp 200 times all of a sudden.
Nice.
You get onto an alleyway here, turning onto a different road, and you find that at the end of the alleyway, there are more wolves, and they're combing about the area there as well.
Alright,
You're trapped to a degree. You could go backwards onto the other road, where the wolves are much farther away, but would have to reverse a sled, basically,
In an alleyway.
in an alleyway.
oh boy.
Do we all see these wolves, or is it just Ira?
You can see them, yeah. It's just over past Irisfield there. There's snow falling, but it's not like enough to really restrict vision. You can see at the very least 3 of them, but given that you're looking through the narrow like peephole of an alleyway, who knows exactly how many there are.
Alright, I'm gonna start backing up then,
Okay.
and see if I can like I'll hit Jay with my tail or something, and kind of like motion with my head like backwards.
Ah, okay. What do you
Okay.
do, Jay?
I'll start trying to help turn the sled around. Suppose.
Okay.
I'm just sitting oblivious in a
Okay.
crate.
I'd like the both of you to make this vehicle handling check, please.
You said strength or dexterity for this?
Yes, it's your choice.
That's a 11.
An 11. Okay, not
Could be
fantastic.
worse.
And a 10.
Okay.
No, sorry, and an 8. Strength is just
Oh.
useful.
You try to maneuver your way back out of the alleyway. You paw at the wall when you can. You get whatever foothold is possible. And at one point, you take like a step off of the sled here to try and push further, and you hear something, Jay. It's the sound of like a pot breaking. And as you look down, you see that your foot is like stepping on a crushed altar to Avisera in the alleyway.
Oh,
My God.
of course.
Hey.
Rook just goes,
That's-
hey!
That's
Jay
some
goes, yeah,
bad
fuck
luck.
you.
Hey,
We're fucked. Battle stations.
I think my instant reaction to that would be to look at where the wolves are. How far away are they? Were they when I first saw them?
The wolves were probably about over here, and as you look up from your foot, which has just broken this like ceramic, all of the wolves are staring at you. One of them, its lip kind of curls back, revealing sharp, razor-sharp teeth, and you can see what looks like almost just it's like a bluish fog that just sort of emanates from its maw and drips down towards the ground with just sheer cold.
I cast Can I cast silence and target where the wolves are?
Oh, how far? What's the distance on silence? There are 25.
120, 120, I think.
Okay, yeah, you could just
some
barely
reason-
get it on them, I'd say.
I want like the back end to be on them so that like it reaches towards us.
Okay.
But I want a couple feet like behind them for safety, so they don't like step back and howl. But I don't want them to be able to. I think I have a silence. Oh no, I have a spiritual weapon dot.
Yeah, it's 20 foot.
The
To move that.
sled isn't turned around at this point, is it?
No, it's just being pushed back. It doesn't look like you could really turn the sled in this alleyway.
All right. Have we been able to get it back further?
Can I take off my
I guess
crate
that's
and
where we
actually
are.
see what's happening?
So you want to get it
Used.
back for further and take off the crate. You would definitely hear the sound of this being broken, so you can pop off the crate here if you'd like. And as far as pushing back this sled, yes, you can keep trying to do so.
How much have we been able to do that so far? Is what I was asking.
Oh, I see. You guys
Yeah.
have moved probably from like about here to here so far.
Right. Okay. Well, for now, I think I'll try to keep doing that.
Okay.
I'll get
I'm
out
thinking-
and help push
yeah.
the cart.
I'm thinking we just all get off the sled, pick it up vertically, turn it around, and hero position ourselves. Literally, just get off the sled, pick it straight up, and like turn it.
Alright, I'm jumping off.
Okay, so you jump off and you're off the sled. Braxton follows suit. He gets off as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna help pick up the cart and try and turn it around.
As
I wanna-
fast as we can.
Okay,
Wanna pick
everybody
up the
make
sled.
an athletics check, please.
Athletics.
Pick it up.
Except me, I assume.
No!
Well, I guess I'm helping with this, so
You'll be pulling it out of the
Well-
alley.
okay.
10?
Well,
10, a 12,
19.
a 19.
13. Hold on. I need to remember wolf stats. Oh shoot. So that's a +5 for that. So that's a 18 on athletics.
Okay, your group is pretty fast to get this sled up and start to flip it around, and it's awkward because it's tied to Earsfield. It's not like you can just unhook it or whatever, but with the group's combined efforts, you're able to move pretty fast. The silence spell over here confuses the wolves. You see that they go for a brief moment to howl, and nothing comes out, and after that just run at you down the alleyway. As they're running at you, however, you guys are able to take the cart and actually move it out of here in time so that the wolves are probably about like this close to you at this point.
Are we on
Okay.
the cart, or can we start hopping back on?
Yeah, do you guys want to just try and outrun them?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I hop
Alright.
back onto Ira.
Can I
Agreed.
like fire
Chase.
spells? It's not gonna like slow us down to like fire spells off at them, is it?
No, unless
Yeah.
Irisville wants to fire spells.
No.
Oh, can I just keep
I'm-
shooting bolts off the back of Ira?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
Same.
dropping.
Crossbow bolts.
I'm just gonna be dropping sacred flames at the one in the front, trying to slow him down as best I can.
Sure, okay. So first things first, Irisville, make your check to get this thing driving, like to get this thing moving here.
Okay.
You
Make
can
a
take this
land
effect
vehicle.
radius here.
I'll just put this
Okay,
over
that's
here for
a 14.
Oh, okay. You start to get going, but it's not the fastest start. But the group is moving now. The wolves are gaining on you, but now it seems that Jay has begun to sling magic off of the edge of the sled here. And what's the DC this guy's trying to pass?
now. It's 10 plus 14.
Okay. He fails. You can roll damage.
May I also shoot a bolt at it?
Yeah,
Same.
for sure.
Can I also shoot a bolt at it?
Yep.
I'm gonna be. Can I try to do an aim shot at its legs?
Yep.
I want to aim for its face.
Fuck, that's only an 8 to hit for me.
I got a natural 20!
Wow.
4
Hey,
damage from the
Brooks!
flame.
4 damage, okay. What did you get, Rook?
I got an 8.
An 8 to hit, that misses. And you got a 20, let's see what damage you get.
Alright, I got a crit. At Dex mod, oh my god, it's beautiful. 11, 13 plus, yeah, 13.
13?
Yep.
Okay.
Assuming I have my Dex mod to damage.
Yeah.
Alright, the wolf here at the front is fairly hurt and falls off, kind of making its way towards the back end of the group as your strikes hit it and it's not really expecting it. However, they are still moving faster than you, just as a group, and I need another check from you, please, Irisville. Same one as
Alright.
before. You're going to be making a few of these.
I'm sure. That is a 13.
13,
I'm
okay.
not proficient.
Let's see how these wolves are doing. Okay. They're still gaining on you, and you've now started to pull away from the alleyway and go down the road, and they're running in your direction. I need another set of attacks from the group, please.
DC 14.
DC 14.
Do another bolt.
He fails. Roll damage.
13? 13.
There we go.
Another 4.
13 will hit.
It's a 17 from me.
17 hits as well. Another 4 damage. Okay.
Ah! Another 8. So that's 10
Plus.
damage.
Yeah.
Yes. 10 damage from me.
10 for you. Okay. Combined, these shots that fly off are enough to strike another one of the wolves, and it begins to fall back towards the later end of the pack as well. It can't move quite as fast with a crossbow bolt stuck in its shoulder as it's trying to dash as fast as possible. But one of them is unscathed and finally gets within range, not to melee attack, but instead to exhale frost breath on you. It's not going to hit everybody, however. It's just the 2 back members here. Oh, I like that you
I have-
repositioned Braxton. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yuri
Do I
and Jay?
have-
What?
Do I have time to use my crit as a shield?
No. I need both of you to please make a dexterity saving throw. And the DC is going to be slightly more difficult than usual because you're stuck in one area.
Advantage on dexterity saving throws that I can see. Danger sense.
Yeah, barbarians.
Thank
Nice.
God. 17 for me.
13.
17. Okay. And 13. Okay. So both of you pass. Sorry, except for with 13 you fail. Let's see. 11 plus
Oh boy.
So that's 14 damage for you, 7 for your dwarven friend.
Don't I have like a reduction to fucking? Is that only when I'm raging?
Yeah.
Only when I'm raging. Okay.
And I think it's dependent on what type, because not all of them get resistance versus like non-combat type stuff. After that, I need another check from you, Irisville, to pull away, and if you guys are making attacks, another round of attacks.
Alright.
He fails to save, so he does catch your Sacred Flame. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's another 10.
I
I
wanna.
gotta well,
2 damage.
I guess it's...
Oh, Uchi crits.
Wow.
I've never crit with my crossbow before. That's +1 dice because of the orc thing, and then +1 dice because of crit. Yeah. So it's this.
Oh yeah,
Jesus
that's right.
Christ.
It could be really good.
3d10. No, it's been over an hour at this point, right?
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
13.
Then Long Strider's gone, so
Four-
I'm at 60 moves.
Okay.
14 damage.
14. Okay.
I
So
want
at
to-
this point, it's clear that Irisville is having trouble, not because her form is unable to really carry you faster, but it takes effort to actually keep you traveling straight. And every now and then the sled wobbles, and you can tell she's doing everything possible to go left and right to try and right it so it doesn't just flip over and explode into splinters. However, each time one of these wolves gets closer, you just let out a barrage, and you watch as one of these arrows like strikes the wolf, actually hitting it in the side of its skull here, and it just kind of like falls to the back, and you're not sure if it's dead, but you see it like roll into the snow as you continue to go off. And at this point, all of them are actually falling behind, and you're moving faster than it.
I didn't do my attack because I wanted to attempt to trade spots with Jay.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll let it go if that's.
Yeah, do you guys want to swap spots?
Yeah, and I want to take my crate with me and possibly use it as just like, between me and some fucking wolf.
Sure. Go ahead and make for me a strength saving throw to hold on to the sled while you swap spots and bring your crate with you. And make one for me as well, Jay, though your DC is going to be easier.
Oh, that was nearly a 1.
Okay, you're good.
What was that, 22?
Oh wow.
I saw that one go by and I was like, Jay's about to take a dive.
18.
And I almost had the exact same fucking roll. We both nearly rolled once and ended up on a 17.
Okay, the two of you swap positions, and now you're at the back there, Yuri. You have your crate with you. You can do with it what you will. The wolves are falling behind, and it looks like they're not going to be able to catch up with all of their wounds and injuries. But as you guys are going down the road, I'd like all of you to roll perception, please.
Would this be a hearing
This is sight.
sight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hearing is drowned out by the craziness of everything that's going on.
That's
13.
fair.
13.
14.
14, okay.
21.
Ooh,
Oh dang.
16.
16.
Plus
okay.
6 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, all of you
Messed up.
notice that while you're going down the road, off in different alleyways, you see what looks like fur that moves along with you. It's clear that these three wolves aren't the only ones. There's others running parallel with you through the streets here. But Jay, you're the one that notices that you're actually getting towards the end of your journey, and down at the end of the road is the gate. It's closed.
I,
Oh, God.
noticing this, I just.
I
They-
panic wildly.
Fuck!
Hey,
Gate. I'm going to. Using a second level spell slot, try and blast this gate with a guiding bolt, see if it does anything.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, go ahead and make your attack. Where are you firing this? Like right in front of like where you guys are
Like-
about to go?
Is this a kind of gate that like opens down the middle and like both doors swing out, or is it like a gate that like falls down? Like, can you describe how the gate opens?
Yeah, for sure. So most of the gates here around the city are like big metal portcullis, but this one is the one that goes out towards the mines, and instead it's two incredibly large wooden doors. You can see that there's like a large metallic bar that closes these ones off, and that's what's right in front of you.
Okay. So it's like two like rectangular doors with a bar across the middle?
Yeah, so it's like this big thing like this, and then there's like a big bar that holds it shut. You can see there's
Okay,
like
I'm
little
gonna-
gatehouses on the side and stuff like that.
I would like to aim definitely in the middle, but if I can, I want to try and hit like right there on the bar. Try and just like splint through the bar.
Okay. Now,
It's metal?
I'm gonna mention something to you. Yes, it's metal.
Okay.
If you can get,
Oh.
if you get closer, the DC, the AC, roughly, of this thing, like this target, will become smaller. But there will be less time for your group to stop and, not smash into it if you fuck this up and miss. So, you can fire right now if you want. And I'm not going to tell you the exact DC, but I will tell you that it's going to be a tough shot, given that you're on a moving sled. It's up to you. Do you want to shoot now? Do you want to shoot later? Do you want to, shoot all the way on your way up there? It's up to you. Tell me what you're thinking.
I would like to fire twice before we would have to stop.
Okay, what's the range of your shot?
It's pretty long, I think. Guiding bolt is
120?
120, yeah.
Okay.
Titanium
Yeah.
Braxton magic missile that asshole.
Yeah, I'd like to get 2 chances to shoot before I would have to yell stop
Okay.
to Ira.
So I'd say you could shoot one at 120 and then another at 60 feet, and then hopefully Irisfield can pull you guys out at the end there if it
Okay.
doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your first shot here. The wolves are starting to filter in from the different alleyways and are pooling behind you here. Oh, Jesus.
That's a 22.
Oh, okay. The shot flies out, and you see flying over your shoulder here, Earsfield, what looks like a beam of just pure radiant light that goes streaking down center, and you can see it. It's almost like it happens in slow motion as the little pinprick hits right at the center of this metal bar. And I need you to roll damage.
Wondrous applause.
Metal bar does have health.
The fleet.
Welcome to Guiding Bolt. Holy shit!
Let's go, 20 damage.
Oh, you literally have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, but you don't have a 1.
There's a
Good,
loud
that's
clang
a
as
large
the bar
straight for Yahtzee.
explodes, and you see 2 pieces of metal fly off. There's still one of them still attached, and it's plugged into the side here with a rivet, and you just see it spinning like a windmill while the other one just flies off in some random direction. The doors shuffle ajar a little bit here, but it's only like a foot of space, so you guys are gonna smash into the doors.
With my second shot, I want to hit the doors in the center again, try and push them open further.
Okay, you gotta choose one door or the other, but you can definitely do that.
Okay, I'm
this-
gonna say right door to Ira and aim for the right door.
Okay.
Alright.
This is going to be a much easier shot because you're not hitting a precise target and you're closer. So just don't get that one and you're probably going to make it.
And I'll adjust for
And all it
here.
takes is the...
21.
It wanted to be a 4. You strike this other door and watch as it not only burns a small hole about a foot across into the door, but actually pushes it further open, leaving you. Let's roll luck.
Can I roll damage for funsies?
Yeah, for sure. See how badly you ruined the
That's
town's
cool.
door.
Not
Not as
the
bad
same.
as before, but pretty good. Yeah,
17.
17, okay. The door flies open and you leave a bunch of splinters that fly through the place, and then whoosh, your sled makes its way through.
Alright. There's not stopping. I'm heading directly for where I remember this entrance is.
You can see that the wolves are following you in tow, and they get past the city a little bit when suddenly a couple of words of giant speak are yelled out, and they rumble across the place. You even see what looks like a landslide of snow that started off in the mountain, not anywhere near you, but just in response to this call from the city, and the wolves turn around and then go back inside as you guys make the last leg towards the mines.
Okay.
With up!
And
Yes!
I will slow down to a more manageable, less than sprinting pace.
I want to go back in my crate.
I'm motioning for an air 5 to Jay, but since shit's happening, just yeah.
Okay.
Ride or die.
I'm pretty sure at this point Jay is just like shaking from fear and adrenaline, and I just like sit down and grab my knees and start like rocking in fetal position a little bit.
He needs to pursue
actually,
a career in like professional guiding bolt.
My guiding
Alright.
bolts have been insane in this campaign.
Yeah.
They've been pretty damn fucking good. You killed a fucking sandrake with it.
Alright, Illusion.
Yes.
Has it been 2 hours at this point?
Oh, has it been 2 hours? Since when? Since like you left the castle?
Yeah, since we left the castle.
Yes.
Okay. Then as we get closer to the cave,
You're
uh,
about to lose
I,
direwolf
I
form.
I put on the brakes and fall out of direwolf form like mid stride and kind of like tumble a bit in the snow.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, right here, as you're getting towards the last bit, you can see there's all these different openings. Some of them are raised areas. You'd have to go up ramps to get to them. Other holes into the mountain are at the bottom. The secret one is one you're going for, right? The one that which was on the bottom as well. Okay. So you go for this one here, and you can feel that your figure, your wolf form is starting to wane, and you push through it, extending it just a few seconds before just kind of like collapsing back onto the front of the sled here. And both you and Rook kind of tumble onto it as the whole thing sort of slides out a bit and comes to a halt in front of a door, a large opening into the mountain, which has been boarded up with a bunch of boards.
I fucking snap that shit. Kick it.
Wait, do we need to?
Yeah, we do. Fucking snap that shit.
Can we just, open it nicely?
It's
Nah,
fucking gold.
I
Rook,
snap
please
that
roll
shit.
to snap that shit. A strength check, please.
Hey,
Thank you,
dwarf, you want to
Snapper.
help me with this?
I'm in a crate. I don't know what's happening. He yells at me. I take off the crate and I look at it. And I'm like, I'll help you with that. I like smashing shit.
Want to smash that?
I'm not
Oh,
very good at smashing
fuck.
shit.
I'm not too good at it.
I
got a
strength
7.
check, right?
You got a
Strength
7?
check?
Is it athletics or is it
athletics.
strength?
That'd just be athletics.
7.
Okay. I got 23.
So both of you are breaking everything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
both of us.
snap that shit, quote unquote.
Okay. Your body hits against it. You hear the creaking of a bunch of wooden planks for a second, and then it's the force of your dwarvish friend who barrels in. He leaves like a hole at the bottom, which you would have to crawl through, but he's effective, and he just goes smashing through it. On the other side, you see what looks like a small table that's been set up with a couple of chairs. And you can see what looks like a couple of like city guards sitting there, and one of them like looks over at you as you kind of like stumble onto the ground.
As I just plow through the wall, leaving my dwarven figure in the wood.
Yes, exactly. You can
I
see there's
crouch
like a
down and
single
go-
candle burning there, and one guy like drops his cards out of his hand.
I
Crouch
just
down.
wanna
Good
scream,
job
oh
on
yeah,
snapping
as I
that
bust through the
shit.
wood.
I want to lean down and through the door, just be like, Ghostwatch, sorry.
Howdy.
I'm just like laying on the sled, just like breathing heavily. Just sprinting through the city.
I'll go up and I'll pick up the tiny baby Ira and the tiny baby Braxton and
Huh.
carry them
You
into
should
the
just
hole.
pick up the entire sled with them on it.
Oh, I
I
pick up
collect
the
tiny
sled.
baby team.
Rook Mother always told me take good care of baby team.
Speaking of how it's only a dwarf-sized hole, how are we gonna get the sled in there?
We're gonna break more shit.
Breaking some more of it, I guess.
Just the guards
snap
like,
that shit.
sorry, we're gonna need this for a second. Just kick it through.
Yeah, you see one of them like pulls back his hood, and like a familiar voice comes out, and he just says "rude," and you see Win seated there with like a bunch of cards in his hand.
Yeah! No, I dropped my babies and I just go up and fucking bear hug him.
Yo, fuck the children.
Alright.
I bear hug my boy.
He
Is the big dude here?
he like tries to stop you at first, but then just kind of gives up and gives you a pat on the back, and you hear he goes, "Oh, "Hey, Rook."
I was about to check out that babe's house, or your babe's house. But that was like a very far time in the snow. Well, I'm glad to see you.
He looks down at you and he says, "Okay, one thing at a time."
I give him a thumbs up from the floor. Glad you survived.
Good to see you guys made it too. You know,
Many wolves.
that wasn't necessary.
Look, man.
I tried to tell
we
him when.
just sprinted through a city being chased by wolves. There's a giant off in the distance, and when we get to this tiny, wooden barricade at the end of our journey, there's nothing left to do but smash it.
Nothing left to do. I feel you, little
Nothing
dwarf.
left to do but snap it.
You see Wynn turns towards the guards, whose expressions have changed from shock and confusion to contempt and anger. And Wynn's palm, which slides over the table, leaves a bunch of coin there, and he kind of puts his arm around you, Rook, and then sort of grabs on one of your the cuff of your clothes there, Yuri, and starts to drag the group down the hall.
With the sled.
Can we leave the sled near the front?
I don't know.
I don't think we can bring that thing down.
Well, if you look
alright,
forward ahead, it's just rock and dirt, so that's going to be a bad time.
Alright, I'm gonna leave the sled here. I'm gonna look at the 2 guards that are remaining, and I'm just like, alright, I'm sorry about your boards. Take care of my sled, and I want to hand them each a gold piece.
You see one of them, he gets up from his chair, ignoring your gold piece, and takes your sled over by the thing, and then he kind of hoists it on its side and just positions it right in front of the hole, and he's turns over and he says, "Alright, dwarf, I think that'll do."
Right, I still hand him a gold piece.
He takes it.
Alright.
Alright.
And
Sorry
this
for
is
the
where the
interruption.
sled journey has ended. The great sled that carried us all, carried villagers from the church to the castle, carried us to the mine.
And fixed
end
the door
of
we
the
didn't need to break.
I'll help Ira.
Yeah, I'll just follow
Probably
slowly.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hold baby.
Irisville, I'd like you to make for me a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. That's fair.
Oh,
That's a 15.
Okay, you could use a bit of a rest. You can feel that your body is strained, but you've evaded exhaustion at least.
Okay.
How much do you weigh, Ira?
Like
2 pounds.
100 soaking wet.
Yeah. If you know what I'm saying.
oh yeah.
God damn.
No, she's 7.
He's like a child.
I'm
He
the
is
oldest member of the
7,
party.
dude.
I can hear Dema's voice in my head just being just old enough.
Oh god.
If only Dema watched this. I'd be so proud.
I carry Ira like baby child.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Tiny baby child.
Okay. While you're moving along here, Wynn grabs something from his coat and says, "Well, this is an occasion as good as any." And you see he starts to smoke some of his pipe weed there before turning to you and saying, "So, how are we doing?"
Cold?
Oh,
Yeah.
Tired.
What day is it, Win?
Well, you've been gone for a while, I think. Unless you took a few days in town.
No. Gotta get here as fast as possible.
The 63rd?
13 days. That's about what we predicted.
Spring?
Yes.
Okay.
Of winter.
Well, you can't really tell these days.
At least it's not summer.
Yeah, though I'm sure that'll be around the corner here.
Summer, quote unquote.
As much as that means right now.
The whole town
Hey, well-
filtered in here about 10 days ago. It's been a little bit rough setting up. Not everyone's handling it well, but we're managing.
Any encounters with creatures of the deep?
Yes, it's clear that there's more than just orcs that lurk in the caverns down here.
Any dwarf ghosts?
Excuse me?
Never mind.
No, don't worry about
Nothing.
Anyway, like I was saying, Lost a couple members of the Order, actually. We were doing the scouting, and, well, some sort of creature that jumps from the walls took one of them.
Oh god.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, there's something they use to kill those things. Back
They?
when dwarves used to live down here.
Well, if you find it, I mean,
Well, we found it. It's just under a lot of rotting wood and
And
needs
Brick
repair.
asked us to put it back, so we kind of just put it back.
What?
Maybe he'll let us take it now.
No, it was the big ballista thing.
Yeah.
Siege engine.
Wasn't there like another? I had like
We
some
don't know
little
what that
handheld
was.
contraption.
We don't know what that was.
Oh, I thought that was
My
for the.
character might.
yeah, you guys never figured that one out.
No. No,
I remember, because there were some failed checks that happened.
Yeah, I rolled real poorly on that deck.
Yeah.
Like nat 1 almost.
Oh man, that was a while ago.
Yep.
What an adventure.
Back when I was still a young lad.
Yeah, that's a good point. Poor guy.
Poor Jay. No, because
No,
you were
you're-
old by then.
you-
You got molested
yeah.
past that.
Yeah.
You're right on my 39th birthday.
These eyes ain't what they used to be.
As you start to go further down the tunnel, you notice that there are more guard here. You run into a bunch of them, which are just kind of walking up and down, and they're chit-chatting, just like you would see any guards sort of making their way throughout a town, city, except you're deep underground. There's torches that have been stuck to the walls that give a nice light, and as you're coming around the corner here, you eventually get to a point where you know that the chasm is gonna be showing up in a few minutes. As you're walking along, Wynn continues to make small talk with you, and he says, "So, what happened over back in town?"
There were lots of wolves and a giant.
I think I heard them howling out there.
You hear the giant? He was really loud.
Oh, the rumbling.
Hey.
Yeah, no, our scouts found him a while back. I haven't really decided what to do about him. I don't think Brick wants to touch that one unless he has to.
Alright, well, he set up camp inside the city,
Right.
and that's his new home. I think we're gonna have to deal with him at some point.
Well, maybe when
Unless
the
he
winter
dies.
clears out. No one's in a
He
hurry
doesn't-
to go back into the cold. Well, yeah, anyway. Sorry, it's...
Wait, are there people who want to go back into the cold?
No, not exactly. It's just that when the town was evacuated, a couple of important things were apparently forgotten. It looks like a few people might have to go back. Well, they don't have to. It's an option, I guess.
What was forgotten? Anything of real importance?
Well,
If they're not going to die without it, they shouldn't go, because if they go, they will die. Pretty straightforward, actually.
between you and me, yes, there's a couple of things. A few nobles left some goods they're not looking to lose, and they're being very tight-lipped about what it is exactly that they've forgotten, so I can't tell you what's going on there. But I can tell you that we've also forgotten something back at the Order. By forgotten, I mean with the amount of time that we had to leave, we weren't exactly able to fix everything up back at the lodge.
What'd we forget?
Um,
Not a person, right? We have Oral here, right?
oh no, he's fine. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him frozen behind that desk.
Kind of grumpy these days. Yeah, no, that more or less be the same, but he's doing all right. There's an item in the back room that it would be useful for us to get a hold of. It's not the end of the world if we don't, and it doesn't have to be right now, but don't be surprised if Oral mentions something about needing to go back into town.
Right, well, expect, several packs of wolves and a giant.
Yeah, so
welcoming.
that's complicating.
We did bust open the gate. Should be able to enter via there. Our cleric here did a might fine job on the metal. That thing ain't being fixed for a bit. Especially not by no wolves.
You didn't break everything back there, did you?
Nah, just a brace.
Because, I mean, we're not going to want to be underground forever.
You'll need a new brace for the door.
Right.
Maybe a bit of wood. It's something that's easily touched up on, but we'd be dead if it wasn't broken. Or at least we'd be in a lot worse shape. Your barricade would be intact, though.
Well, in any case, this is home for now. Hope
Did,
you guys like it. And you guys come up towards the chasm here, and you can see it's much like the view you had before of just this hole down into the earth, except instead of orcish camps, you can see what look like townsfolk. There's tents on the edges here, there's torches from people walking around and things like that. There's people everywhere, and you can see townsfolk all over the place.
Do I see anything that looks like where the religious people are?
Oh, your temple buddies. No, you don't see them.
Did the Temple to Bella, did the priests make it here?
Oh, yes, all your friends. No, they're fine. They made it.
Okay, do you know where they would be? I'd like to see them.
I do, but I think they're a little bit busy right now, actually. Maybe it's...
Everything
with
okay
what?
over there, Win?
Yeah,
Well, you
Can I
seem very
insight this
reserved
shit?
about something.
Can I insight this shit?
yes, please roll insight.
I'm getting scared here. 11. I got...
Okay. You don't think that it's like they're all dead and he won't tell you. It's nothing that grave, but there's clearly something complicating on Wynn's mind, and he's having a tough time choosing what to do here.
Just spit it out when we probably have seen or heard or done something worse.
By what I've heard of you folk, it's probably that last bit was probably true.
Well, given their peculiar skills, I think the clerics are a little bit busy right now, trying to deal with some sensitive stuff, I guess.
Right, you're explaining things like Rookwood. Well, what's wrong?
Okay, you know what? You know when you die and like you're supposed to be like super dead, but you don't always stay that way, and then sometimes.
So they're resurrecting someone.
No.
They're dealing with undead?
Yes.
Say really
That's
quietly.
closer.
So that I don't, like, alert anyone.
There's an old dwarven city under here that Brick is trying to get into, and it's proving to be really difficult.
Which one?
I don't know. It's not too far from here.
Yeah, I kind of seen them all, you know.
Hey, if I remember the stories, that's the first one. There are more that don't have ghosts deeper down, right? You said something about this, right? Something about exercising them?
I don't know if my D&D notes have the name still. Oh shit.
Or like Balin and
In any
fucking-
case, they're busy with that, and if you want to go talk to them, you can. But I don't know. Is that where you guys want to go?
We should go there sometime, but
Probably should
now.
see Brick first.
yeah.
Sure, well, I guess that's where we're going.
Thanks, man.
Wynn leads you across some makeshift rope bridges that extend out over the chasm from one part of the cave to the next, and eventually down some other halls. And soon you find yourselves wandering up a familiar path. It's an incredibly large stone structure that leads up to the gates of a dwarven city that you've been through before. You remember hearing over this chasm in particular the sound of something breathing almost, and looking over here, you can tell that this is the one that you had gone through way back in the day, where you nearly lost one of your friends. In fact, you did, and then the cleric's magic was able to save them.
Oh no. Bad boys.
As you make your way closer here, you get up towards the large gate, and you can see what appears to be a group of the temple clerics here, along with Brick, and he has with him what appears to be a somewhat well-equipped contingent of guard as well, which kind of keep close to him. And they're all staying a healthy distance away from the gate, which is off over there. And you notice something as you get closer. The group of clerics that are over there, one of the members, who looks vaguely familiar, seems like a lot older than he was last time you saw him.
Fuck!
That's probably Jay in character.
It's not the head priest, but one of the younger members. Looks like he's now in his 40s as well.
I should go talk with him, and I'll make my way
trial.
over there.
Trial you have to go through as a priest is you have to be touched by a ghost and turned old.
Okay, so you're gonna want to do these stretches when you wake up. And you're gonna need lumbar support.
Yeah,
Also, don't use your back so much.
I'll make my way over there.
Okay, so you go to join the clerics. The rest of you are kind of summoned over by Brick as he sees you approaching, and Wynn kind of takes like a step off to the side and chats with some of the guards. And Brick turns to you four and he says, "Oh, it took you long enough."
Hey, I just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Could have left us a note or something, you know, something to update us, just to make sure where we're going. Okay, it doesn't matter.
I told him to, but...
Hey, it's fine. We had a good idea.
So how are
I
things
see.
out in the city there? You guys made it here fine, I see.
Hi, fine is not. We're lucky, I suppose, is a good way of putting it. The city's been overrun with the winter wolves, and the giant has moved in all cozy like.
See. He wasn't like sitting on my throne or anything, was he?
I know, your throne's still there. Oh, it's a magnificent throne. I had a good look at that one.
Yeah, he was eyeing it up. It was real weird.
Yeah. Touching it seductively.
He's
Caressing
stroking the red jewel. I don't know what was happening.
Circling his
I
finger
didn't
around it
actually
slowly.
touch it. I could never make something like that. It's
I
beyond
did
my
take
abilities.
its jewels off with my eyes, though.
A brick. I'm sure it's fine. Like here, I'll give these back. It's fine.
Just awkwardly, like, take a bag of gems and stuff it further into your bag.
I'll put them in the crate. Put them in my backpack. And put the backpack in a crate, and then I tie the crate closed with rope.
Brick looks over at you, Irisville, and says, You need a nap or anything there, girl?"
He's like on my shoulder, slumped over.
Actually asleep though.
Oh, actually asleep. Okay, never mind. Sorry. He just looks at Irisville and he lowers his voice a bit.
Yeah,
So,
she was our ride here.
see.
Yeah, she saved our lives. My sled was useful, and she turned into a wolf, and we rode away. Got chased by a bunch of wolves. Wasn't fun.
I don't think we're going back into town anytime soon here.
Also, looks like you're not going any deeper, having some ghost issues.
Yep. One of these poor souls over here tried to get in there. I saw the whole thing happen. Head priest tried to pull him back in time.
Is this Fire Room or is this Aod Bar? Aod
I
Bar's
think-
room. I don't know the names. It's like
Aodbar was the
You
city
can
of the-
see.
I know Aod Bar was the king of the big place. I don't know what the big place was called though.
Aodbar was like the city that reached down towards the other two cities. And we had a separate one way high up that was this one. Like
You're all
below
wrong.
this city is Aeodbar.
No, there's the fire one was up, and then the next one was the Aoud Bar, and then Aoud Bar had a path like in its hallway down into the fuck
Lake.
cave.
Yeah, the fuck cave with the spore crawler in the lake
Yeah.
where we met Leitra, or Leitra was. I guess Leitra we met Leitra at Aeodbar, and then there were the
Yeah.
2 cities there.
So are we at Aoud Bar?
I think we're at,
Lucian
I
just
think we're at the
laughs.
Fiery City. Aeodbar
There's
wasn't up on
Dwarven
the
writing,
stairs.
which is above the doorway here at the top. And no,
Oh, I read that.
it says
read it
Rongat
too.
at the top.
Wrong yet.
Is this where something got crispy?
Yes.
Okay.
Toasted, nice and fine.
Why are we trying to get into this city?
So it's the
Rick?
closest one.
True.
I heard there were more. Did you take a look at those, or are those through this one?
I'm loath to send any more scouts further down. Lost
Well-
1 or 2 men to the beasts down below, and I'm not going any further into the Underdark with guardsmen that don't know how to handle it.
Can't, Ira, do you remember the paths? Oh, no, she's asleep. When she's awake, we can ask her questions about memory.
In any
Let's see how
case,
good Josh's notes are. Oh wait, he has them all like he's just got the videos open. We're just watching that part of the session. He has everything ready to go. Perfect memory.
Doesn't... Go ahead.
you guys were able to get through this one before, weren't you?
This was where, our friend on our first mission passed. You? Yeah.
No, I remember.
Might find out that was.
This one wasn't, doesn't have too much room inside. Did it have a lot of room? The main hallway wasn't too large, was it?
Yeah, it was the smallest out of all the dwarven areas that you'd been through.
Yeah. Inside it has a barracks, a kind of a grand hallway. It's not the largest though. The larger ones are down more.
The main thing is I just want to get a proper place for my people to rest up. Don't really want them just sleeping in caves any longer than they have to.
Yeah.
Having a character that didn't go through this. Really frustrating, actually.
If you guys have any bright ideas, go for it. I see your friend over there talking with the priests. Maybe they know something.
We left the king dwarf's helmet at the top of the stairs below us. But I don't know if grabbing that's the best idea, seeing as though we left in good blood. So,
Meanwhile,
the
back
best way...
over at the clerics. Jay, you've come over to speak with them at this point, and the head priest has stepped over in your direction and immediately recognizes you and says, "Oh, Jay, it's so good to have you back. I feared the worst."
Yes, it looked like it might have been the worst for a bit there, but seems Bella hasn't given me my time yet.
Yes, I think she's watching over us still, though I haven't heard her voice for some time.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you trying to deal with the dwarf ghost?
we are. I have the ability to repel the ghosts, and with some help from our junior disciples here, we can keep them back for some time, but it's not going to be a permanent solution. Do you come bringing any good news?
Not much good, but perhaps might be of some sort of help with the situation at hand. I know that when we met with the ghosts that self, deeper down, we were able to communicate with them. And quite odd really. They responded when they saw someone who could speak Dwarvish wearing the armor of one of their leaders. I don't know if we could come across some of that.
Well, on that note, Brick had some items with him. I think that your group had taken, that he returned back to the dwarves here, and I was there for the whole thing. He made sure to have me by his side when he brought them over, and it seemed to subdue them, but they just turned back to madness afterwards. Your group didn't happen to take anything else from them, did you?
Out of character, did I ever find out that you stole gold?
That ain't coming back.
I was the one that
Probably not.
didn't
No.
I bitch at him publicly? I thought I did.
No. That was down deep. The first session.
Yeah, the
Oh, wait,
first
no, but
time,
the-
because this would have been your, literal first session.
Actually, but that wouldn't have mattered. Because the first session, I got deep fried and lost all my items.
It would have been
Oh.
down there still, yeah.
They're all, yeah,
If this
still
is
been-
if we're talking about the ghost, the only thing we took out of there was
The dragon.
Dragon egg.
the key and the egg. Yeah.
We've returned the key to the last vault. We did that.
Yeah.
It's the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh no. Ooh, yeah.
Well,
Pulls collar a little.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
sadly, I think what was taken from there can't be returned. Unless you know a way to turn. Wait, I forget more. Does anybody except for Brick know about the dragon thing? Is that like common town knowledge, or is that like a king's secret?
I don't know, Jay, is it?
Brick had us.
I mean, we've told the
something
head
for him.
priest everything else that was supposed to be a secret. Might as well tell
Yeah.
him this
This head priest is like
The
my
guy.
go-to guy
Yeah.
for telling all the secrets that I'm gonna tell someone eventually.
Yeah, he's your confessional, so...
Yeah, we took a dragon egg, and it hatched, well, a dragonling.
Jay, was this egg blue, perchance?
Was.
Brick! You see,
Jay turns like beet red, like starts taking a couple steps back, like, oh god!
you see,
What have I
Brick
done?
looks over from his conversation there, and you guys are all interrupted as a call from the priest's group comes over here, and he looks over, and the head priest says, do you still have that pet of yours? And Brick calls back and says, yeah, why? He says, would you mind going and getting him for a second? And you see Brick kind of just like shrugs for a second there, and then whispers something to a guard who like runs off down the hallway.
I like how it's just like, well, son, you fucked up. I caught you red-handed.
Oh, I love the head priest.
He's seen some shit.
He told some crap too.
Yeah. We
He
were
looks back
able to.
towards you, Jay, and he says, well then.
We were able to put some of the spirits down deeper to rest when they believed that their task or their goal was complete. So perhaps if they see the egg hatched, and maybe someone speaks with them in Dwarvish, telling them about what it is, maybe that might do something.
Jay, I'm thinking the same thing. Once this creature makes its way back here. Well, I hope it works, because there's no way to, nowhere to go after that if it doesn't.
Right. How's he doing? And I kind of, as subvertly as I can.
Oh, well, he's doing okay. I think that you handled this particular circumstance with more grace than he, but he'll be fine. I'm sure after he sleeps on it a bit, things will become more normal.
How long has it been?
Maybe a few hours.
Oh god.
Yeah, I might let that one sit for a bit.
Yeah,
We have two ways.
when things settle down a little bit, if you need someone to talk to, please pass them on to me, but, give it a little time to breathe.
But he handles tragedy differently. If he needs help, I'll be sure to send him towards you, Jay. Thank you. But, it's not too bad. I think he'll be alright.
How old was he?
18?
Well, Jay. Seems fairly similar circumstances.
Yep. Know how it feels. Well, I'm gonna go catch up with my party. If you need anything, I'll come back with the dragon thing when it arrives.
He gives you a smile and nod, and he says, "It's good to know that you're doing well, brother." And he gives you a pat on the shoulder, which isn't something he normally does as you head off there.
I smile and say the proper goodbyes,
Mm-hmm.
spell his blessings, and make my way over. And I've got this little smile on my face, kind of out of place for what's going on.
Just a wee smile.
A wee smile.
Okay. When you get back towards your group here, you all see Jay return, and Brick has stepped away from your group for a second talking with the guard. What do you guys want to do?
Missed.
Can I examine the dwarven structure in front of me?
Yes, you can see in front of you what looks like an incredibly large door, just like you remember it from the past. Or sorry, no, you haven't been here before. This is your first time.
Oh.
My bad.
Comparing it to other the dwarven structures I grew up in.
Yeah, so comparing that to this, it's roughly about the same. In fact, I'd like you to go ahead and make that stone cunning roll that dwarves have.
With advantage, or is that proficiency?
It's advantage and it's a history check.
Advantage on history checks involving stone. Well, it's not that amazing. History should be an 11.
11?
Not very good.
That's not fantastic. Okay.
I can hear
little
the
above average.
disappointment in the DM's voice. That's never fun.
Oh, it happens. Looking at this structure here, you've seen familiar building, and it looks like it was fairly well done. It also looks like it's probably seen better years and has been aging here for some time. Though the fantastic thing about dwarven stonework is that though it may age, it never really falls apart, and it's quite sturdy. Though you can't see inside of it, you know from the rough size of this gate that it's likely housing a small settlement.
Well, that's not enough for a city.
After a minute or two, you all see that the guard drake, this large blue dragon-like creature, makes its way around the corner, being led on by one of the guards. And as it comes up closer here, you see the head priest and Brick have a private conversation for a second before Brick kind of steps away from the rest of the group, and with all the guard and the clerics and your group included forming a semicircle, kind of watching with anticipation, he steps up towards the large gate and he motions for the drake to go in, and you can hear him talking in a lighter voice, trying to coerce it to step inside. And after a moment it does so, and begins to wander in there. And as it does, you notice something. Its large paws just kind of move in an incredible amount of this metal debris and all the armor and everything that was piled around the door. And starts to wander inside, and as it does here, you see a similar sight. It's like all the spectral dwarves begin to appear once again in front of the door here, and they're almost like standing there with you in a semicircle watching this dragon step back in through the gate. And they all look like they have a very contented look on their face as their forms start to disappear and then drift away into nothingness. The guards look completely like they're in a fever dream, and some of the clerics do as well. And the head priest looks very relieved, and Brick looks over for a second there, his dragon now having stepped into this large room. He looks back at the head priest and he goes, Is that good? And you see there's like a gentle nod. And he holds up a fist and he just goes, yeah! And all of the guards cheer, holding like their swords in the air for a brief moment, and then start to like make their way up and start to filter into the room.
Can I put my am I next to Jay?
Yep.
I'm gonna put my hand on Jay's shoulder.
Look over and smile at you, Rook.
Yeah.
I would
Why
like
is it
to
so
note.
loud all of a sudden?
Jay's shoulder is like kicking ass.
Jay's shoulder's pretty
Guiding
hot
bolts
today.
earlier. It's getting some shoulder pads. This is what it means to be a cleric.
You just returned the final item back after like 20-something sessions.
We've made full circle.
We've officially finished like full circle here.
Oh no, that's not true actually. Wait, no, is it? No, I did return the gold.
Yep.
I did do that.
Yep. Even the broken spider, like everything.
So proud of myself.
Did I guilt you into that, or did you just do that on your own?
Rook
I
like,
fixed that.
screamed at him.
I was the one that did that.
Rook freaked the fuck out.
He freaked the fuck out of me, and I kept the gold. But then eventually we came back, and I'm just like, alright.
You're like, I'll put this back. At this point, all the dwarves start to disappear, and you guys step inside. The clerics follow as well. And as you make your way into the great halls here, it's strange to be in them not being assailed by ghostly undead entities. It's just a magnificent hall, and it feels like it's yours, kind of. The Gardrick kind of runs around between some of the large pillars and like hops up near the throne at the back there, and then like runs back like an excited dog having explored the new area. You guys can see off towards your side here, like the vault, which is currently still open from back when you first came by it, with its empty pedestal there and nothing else in the room.
There's just some
and a ramp?
ashes. There's a ramp.
Is the ramp there?
There's like a bunch of broken down weird table contraption by it, yes.
Weird broken down table contraption. Some ashes.
I like run
in
over
the
to
backpack.
Brick and point
has
it
a
out. I'm
stick
like,
of
that's what
dynamite
we
in
got
it."
your egg out with.
We almost cracked your egg because of that.
Yeah. That's where most of you guys met, and like a souvenir of your first journey into the mountain, and now you're all returning to it, much like it's like an old house or something almost.
See, Yuri,
and seeing it in a new light.
We build stuff too, Yuri. Look at how good we did.
We're capable builders. Yuri,
wanna
you see
go
off
look
in the
at it.
corner what looks like a ramp forged out of like, or not forged, but like built out of a bunch of tables cobbled together, and it's the most ugly mass of like wood and nails you've ever seen.
Hey, remind me.
It like
never
your face
ask
like
for
almost
help.
grimaces in reflex when you look at it.
I never again. I will never ask you for help when it comes to building shit. Maybe if you want to take something apart, but not building shit.
What are you talking about? That thing was amazing.
That thing looks like a table, broken in half again, stapled together with some rusty iron nails, and
The
then
whole time you're going on with this description, I'm just like nodding excitedly, like, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. he's just like, he's excited about it, and eventually I just like, alright. You can take that as a souvenir.
I'm just like remembering right now trying to hatch the egg before we gave it to Brick.
Oh yeah, that was a trip.
Oh god! I almost killed the shit out of that thing!
You were gonna fucking axe it.
I was so close. No, I had a hammer and pitten.
Yep.
Rook Mother just like when Rook was born, Rook Mother just took a hammer and pitten and like fucking cracked open egg.
Was that when Rook Mother was born?
Yeah.
Because you were singing
When
to
Rook
the egg
Mother
or
was born.
something, right?
Yeah, that is the first mention of Rook Mother.
Oh my god.
This nostalgia trip is something else. Oh, if only we had videos of those days.
I am Rook Mother.
Well, who knows? There's always another adventure, right?
Yep.
So, at this point, Brick is giving
Where he
orders,
ends
and
the
you can
campaign.
hear him as he's talking to the guard. He tells one to go and get some certain people from the town. He tells another to bring some certain objects and everything. It's clear that he's at the helm of logistics, and he's having everybody run off to get this and that. Meanwhile, the head priest is talking to his men, and while he's instructing them, you can see as they start to like pull out things from their robes and whatnot, and one person has with him what looks like a chest or a briefcase almost in his hand, and he opens it up and they pull out incenses and things like that and start to wander throughout the halls, leaving
shit.
like a...
Brick. I rush over to Brick.
Sure. He looks over and he says, what is it, Jay?
This is super close to where we fought those rust monsters the first time we came down here. And I tell him like
Yep.
the hallway that leads to that, and to avoid sending anyone with metal in that direction until it's been checked.
Alright.
Gargoyle question mark.
Also,
Jay.
nobody
Oh,
enters
yeah.
the room with the pedestal. Nobody
There's
enters
a
that
giant
room.
gargoyle somewhere too.
Yeah, he looks over and you can see like a guardsman who's like over by that, and he goes, no, and like just runs over in that direction.
You want to become bacon? That's how you become bacon.
When you say that, the guy like shakes. Like he just immediately stops what he's doing and steps away from the room.
Rook, put me down real fast. I can,
Hey,
I
look,
can
you're
walk
awake.
now. Yeah.
5 more minutes.
Just 5 more minutes, Mom.
You're
No, Mom
you're
is
resting for
telling
5 more
5
minutes.
more minutes, son.
Rook Mother
5
demands
more
it.
minutes.
Your bedtime's not up, motherfucker.
Oh, I guess I can't.
I was like, put my head back down on your shoulder.
This is my life
Relax.
now.
Oh,
On his chainmail, or splint mail, or whatever the fuck you're wearing, shoulder.
Splint.
Most comfortable thing in the world.
And smells like orc. Oh.
Oh. Not only half smells like work. I don't know what the other half
I'm
is.
used to it by now. It's been around it for long.
Mystery smell.
Mystery smell.
Changes every week.
So it's clear that everybody here around you is fairly busy, and there's people going to and fro. The clerics are sanctifying the grounds here, and the guards are like tidying things up, and a lot of them have left with different orders, running back out into the chasms where the townsfolk are to, assumingly like hand orders and stuff like that. Everyone looks pretty busy. And your group here, now with yours feel awake, is complete, minus Braxton, who's been ill and in tow here for some time. What do you guys want to do?
I want to go look for structural damage. My own, I guess.
I'm gonna look for the Hunter's Order crew.
When Rook lets me down, I'm gonna go sit by the doorway to the treasure chamber deal, which is, I think it's still open. And
Yeah, the
just
pedestals
make
in there and everything.
Just make
This-
sure nobody goes over here.
It's like a kid, like
I have
wah,
more
wah,
of a you has more of a corpse in that room than she does in the fucking other world.
True.
Okay, so You go over to that room, make sure nobody can go in it, and
Yep.
as you start to investigate around your area, you find that structural damage is not a problem for this place, and that it's incredibly well preserved. There's only actually like one hallway into which there's a room with like a hole in the ceiling that you find which could use repair, but everything else seems to be pretty good.
The hole look like Rasmus here thing.
What's that?
Hole look like what was the hole look like? Looked like something made the hole.
Yeah, the hole looks like there might have been some sort of movement in the rock. You're familiar with this kind of damage, and
okay.
you don't think it was like unnatural. It was just, this part was damaged by some sort of seismic event, which left like a crack in the ceiling, and there's no one around to repair it. It's large enough that people could easily fit through it, and it goes into some sort of cave structure up above.
Oh, I know where that is. I remember this. There was
Who's
some
going to
skeletons
find
fucking
the
back there.
Hunter's Order crew?
Hi.
Ah, okay. So you go running out of here excitedly.
I'll be right back.
You pass by guards that are starting to clean up like the dwarven equipment and place it neatly over in the corner and everything, and you make your way out, and by the time that you're running down the hall, there's already people who are making the opposite trek, going over towards the dwarven city to go and see what it looks like. And you notice amongst those people the Hunter's Order group. You can see Oral there with the two brothers and like one or two other people, but that's it. And it seems this group of hunters gets shorter by the day.
One, is Shade amongst them?
Interesting. No, he's not.
Okay. Two, are they transporting anything I
Like,
can
good.
help with?
Are they transporting anything? No, they are very well geared. They have all of their armor and weapons and everything. They look like they're ready for combat. They're not in casual slacks or anything. However, they're not carrying anything.
Okay.
So if their gear is here, it's probably elsewhere. But they're just coming over with the group, and they recognize you. And you see Oral like gives you a nod as you start wandering down.
I'm back.
Like open arms, like, good to see everybody. Especially the two tiny ones. Guys are here. Nice.
They give you like a smile and a thumbs up, and Oral gives you a hug there, and he says, it's good to see you again.
Glad to see that a lot of people made the trip.
It's been a rough set of days, but we're hanging in there.
I've heard.
How'd your crew fare?
We all made it.
Good.
Tiny
I
one
need
got
your numbers.
exhausted. Oh yeah, we Wynn was telling me about something you needed. Needed in heavy quotes.
Oh god. What did he tell you exactly?
That it was something that you really wanted. That was it.
Well, we're going lower into the caves later, but I don't really want to do that.
No, you wanted something back in the town. By the way, is
Oh,
fuck.
that fuck. Yeah. Here, he looks over towards one of the brothers and he says, you guys go up there and give it a look. I'll meet with you later. And some of the members kind of seem put off by this at first, but then they continue wandering at the townsfolk, and Oral pulls you aside and says to you, did Wynn tell you what it was that was back in the order?
Nope. That it was just important to you. Or to the order. Yeah, to the order.
He looks at you and he stares into your eyes and just like pierces your soul, and at the end of it, it looks like he doesn't believe you, and he says, Rook,
I was not told what it was.
don't lie to me here. Do you know what that is?
Out of character, do I know? Because I honestly don't. He never told me, right? I'm not pulling a
You're
fast
not
one
told
on
me.
it.
told you.
Okay, I have no idea what it is. You look like you want to shank me right now, which I'm very strong, probably could take it, but I don't think you should.
Roll a persuasion check.
So good at these.
Wow.
11.
An 11. He stops for a second and kind of like leans back, giving you some more breathing room, and he says,
I've never told you a lie, Oral. Never have I ever.
Mother taught you better. Rook Mother taught you never lie.
And you know me. If it's for the Order, I'd love to help. Although, getting into the city right now is kind of death.
yeah, no, it is.
I mean, I think the only person that I'd be able to is, like, Ira. But even then, that's very dangerous for her.
Fuck.
You seem Oh?
Yeah, I need to take care of business back there. And I'm glad Wynn didn't tell you exactly what it is, which means that he probably doesn't know because he's such a loudmouth.
Ah, he's doing fine. But I still want to know, what is it?
You can't know what it is.
Why not?
Because it's sensitive information, Rook. You can't know everything.
Look. The only person I
No,
tell
you
is, like,
look. An order like this doesn't exist over hundreds of years without a couple of secrets, okay?
That's true.
I'm not gonna just open the box on this one. And you're right. It would be suicide to try and charge the town. Even if we do summon up the guard, I'm with Brick on this one. I don't want to fight a giant and his army of ice wolves.
Okay, but just say on the off chance we were able to go back into the town and get said item. Would we know what we're looking for?
You would know, but I'm not sending you over there. And
Okay,
in
but on
fact,
the off chance that we do go.
Rook, just shut up, okay? There's... If we're going over there, and if anyone's dealing with the item, it's gonna be a senior member. And I can't leave here right now. And I'm not about to have Wynn know what it is. There's only one person who's just a senior member and also stealthy enough to get in there without being eaten alive by wolves.
Don't you dare say his name. Don't say it here.
I'm not... Okay, well, I won't say his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, and he's a total asshat.
And he's lost in the mountains.
Oh, so the one person that's supposed to get through the mountains is lost in it.
Okay, well, he's not lost. I mean, I can't find him in the mountains, because I can't exactly go up there. I'm sure he's having a picnic. No, anyway, it's not...
What kind of insane man goes into the mountains when it's a fucking blizzard?
It's probably fine. The wolves probably won't find it. I don't know. Did you see what the giant was doing up there?
No, but it was commanding the wolves.
Okay.
That's...
The giant probably has no idea it's there, and there's probably no person insane enough to go into the town right now and mess with it anyway, so we can just put it on the back burner for now.
Could the giant use it correctly if he had it?
Yes. And that would be a bad thing, Rook. And no,
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you how it
That
works.
sounds terrifying. Is it like a sword?
He just, like, holds his face in his hands.
Okay,
How
all
to
I'm
be
saying
difficult.
is, maybe Ghostwatch, being the elite group that it is, served under the king, that has to adventure back... has to adventure back into the town, and we, by the off chance, pass by the hunter's order. Do you think we would be able to retrieve the item? Huh? Look, man.
Look, Rook, this conversation's over. If you find Shade, you tell him to either speak with me or you tell him that there's something important in the order that needs taking care of, and he will know what I'm talking about. Okay? That's it. That's if this elite group goes into the town and wants to deal with it, You're gonna do more harm than good.
Huh?
Okay, is what I'm saying.
What's the harm in us retrieving the item and taking it back here?
Rook. Okay, I don't have time for this. He just turns away and he leaves you.
As he's leaving it, Ghostwatch is on the case, and I give him a wink.
Oh no.
When have we done anything that has done more good than harm? This is right up our alley.
Oh.
God, I hope it's the puzzle box. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a puzzle box leading to the world with all the one teeth.
So, he joins the rest of the people headed up there. Where are you going, Rook?
I guess
follows
since I'm
along
the
and has
big
to
strong
go.
man that I am, if I see people struggling or like, I'll help the elderly or the tiny baby children
Like carry
transport
stuff
to
and
the.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So you help the townsfolk in whatever way you can, and you even see a couple that recognize you. People who, are like the folk that work around the castle, or you see like an elderly man that seems strangely familiar. You do what you can to help folks get into this area. Meanwhile, back in the city here, Yuri, you see some guards that come in and they start to barricade the wall, the ceiling, like placing what supports they can there just to kind of cover it up. Everyone is filtering into the area now, and you can see that Brick is up at the throne, speaking with some people that look like probably the best dressed group of humans you could possibly find in this whole area. What do you guys want to do? At this point, Rook has reunited with the group and you guys are all here in the center area.
As the guards are boarding up the hole, do I feel like I could do a better job?
They're doing like a really poor job of it. Not in that it's like going to be easily broken or anything, but they're just manhandling it. They're just like stuffing things into the roof, just like dealing with it for now kind of thing.
Alright, I'll leave it be. Go back and join.
Okay.
I'm still standing guard on this treasure room.
Some guards have come over here as well, with orders likely from Brick, and they have begun to barricade off this, making it impossible to get in through the use of tables and planks and everything.
Okay. I'll just...
The ramp is in there forever.
That's
fine.
Where are we like
Then
to
I'll
ourselves?
go and join the rest of the party.
Yeah, you guys are in a group here. You're surrounded by townsfolk everywhere, but you can, speak quietly amongst yourselves and whisper if need be.
Alright, look guys.
Here we go.
I think Ghostwatch has a pretty elite mission.
Insight.
Inside roll.
With Rook? Okay.
Yeah, you can
23.
That's valid.
Insight.
Do I
What
roll
is with
against
you and
this?
me rolling 17s at the same time?
You beat him because Rook has a
Oh,
bad
man.
charisma score.
You're
I
right.
got a 19.
Do I tell them how genuine I am? Is that
No,
it?
so it's... Jay, the moment that Rook starts talking to you here, you know he's talking about something like a little shady, and you can tell something's up.
How do I get out of this?
What did you roll?
The same thing. I don't know, maybe not the same thing, but I got a 19.
Okay, yeah, you suspect something as well. Give your spiel, Rook.
Alright. I think, so the Hunter's Order has something, you know what Woon was saying? They have something back in town. And it's super important, and if anybody gets their hands on it, they could get some sort of power. I don't know anything about the item. I don't think that we should even use the item, but, to get in with the Hunter's Order, maybe we get it and bring it back. If we're ever passing through town, I know that's a death sentence. I'm just saying, it's out there.
They're saying we have an elite mission to go and commit suicide for an item
we
of
want.
power that we don't know anything about.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and we don't get it.
We don't get to keep it, and
but it is for the Hunter's Order. You know, the best thing in the world.
I'm not a part of the Hunter's Order yet. They haven't, initiated me.
Yeah,
Does,
but you could be. This could be your in. Know what I'm
does
saying?
Oral want us to go?
Oral. Alright. I think
You
he
know
wants us to.
immediately that he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oral.
You two who
not
rolled
okay.
there, you know
Alright,
immediately.
now I'm gonna roll it.
Rook,
Oral says he doesn't want us to, but I know he wants us to.
Rook,
What is
buddy.
that, Irisville?
That's a 10, 11.
What
Sorry.
did you roll, Rook?
I don't know, but I'm rolling right now. That's a
Be
20.
quite
Okay.
deceptive.
So you two are suspicious here, but Irisville, you actually believe what it is that Rook is saying here.
Alright.
Right here, Hunter's Order. Know what I'm saying?
Rook.
I'm not saying that we should do it. I'm saying that we should just keep it in mind,
I mean, I guess if we're ever back in town.
right? And we don't want the giant getting it.
Hey, what?
Giant can use it? Okay.
That's
Look,
what
man.
If
Oral.
you- if
Oral
you
did
say.
say that the giant could use it, but he doesn't know it exists.
Oh.
Rook,
Well, hopefully he doesn't find out.
Yeah.
What if-
It's cold outside, and we're finally somewhere that's not overly
Yeah,
cold.
I'm saying if we ever do go outside. I'm not saying we do it right now in our free time. I'm just saying
Rook.
if we ever do.
what happens if we go to get it and then Giant finds us with it?
Oh, then that's probably some bad shit and we probably die.
Ugh,
I don't like this plan. This is a bad plan.
it was never a good plan.
I'm not saying it was a plan. I'm just saying it's there.
This was. Alright, he admitted it. It wasn't a fucking plan.
Rook,
just-
I'll tell you what.
An opportunity.
Rook, I'll tell you what. If you can go to the head priest and ask him to borrow those bones that I rolled the other day, I will roll it for you. And see if we should
Jesus.
see if
Yes,
we should investigate
Go
this.
straight to the priest.
Okay.
I can't do it today. We gotta wait till tomorrow.
Okay,
Hey,
never mind. Stand right here.
That's okay. You guys have had a long day, and the evening's definitely around here. You go to the... Wait, are you... Sorry, you said you're staying right there?
Yeah, because he can't
Okay.
do it today.
Gotcha.
Tomorrow morning, Rook, go ask the priest if you can borrow his bones.
Speaking of which, do you guys want to sleep here, given that it's... Like, you guys are exhausted, and it's late in the evening?
Yes. They
Probably.
would like to.
I'm gonna
Let's
go
see where they
see-
direct us to sleep.
I'm going to go see what kind of food things are going on and distribute good berries.
Okay.
Can I like? Can I walk to where we killed that lich in that one side room?
Lich?
Not lich, that ghost.
The Ghost King.
Oh, yes. You absolutely can.
Anybody in there?
There's a couple of guards that are combing over through the room, but they let you in, and they recognize you.
I'm just checking out everything.
One of them gives you a nod and just kind of lets you move around.
Okay. How many guards are in here checking this thing out?
There's 3. One of them looks like he's going through like a cupboard, and the other 2 are talking in the corner.
Okay, never mind. I'll just leave. Don't
Okay.
worry about
Yeah,
it.
you pretend that you're like looking at something and then go. Meanwhile, Irisville, you go and distribute food. It seems that this this group of people here have some food stores, and
Oh, good.
that
Okay.
they're not all just like emaciated and dying or anything like that. Even the poor folk have some food, though it's clear everyone's kind of on half rations.
Okay. Then
Um,
yeah, I'll distribute what I can and
Okay. So you do what you can to help the folk and eventually settle into sleep, and a large number of the townsfolk are still out in the chasm, but some of them move themselves into the hall here, and others sleep in this town as well. This dwarven city, and everybody's just kind of in awe by it, having never seen anything quite like this. So, let's see here. You all awake the next day, and if I'm not mistaken, a certain spell has been prepared.
I also wanted to talk to the group before we all split.
Sure.
I'll even work that way.
yeah, it does.
Sort of.
That was an action you take within like half an hour.
Yeah, so you would want to do it again for maximum result, but it could be useful as like theoretically, if we went and did that right now, how would it turn out?
Well, I mean, but yeah, no. If it's within half an hour, would it be like an event that happens within a half an hour? Because it takes like probably 3 hours to get there.
Yeah.
It's just like, posing the question and stuff like that.
Yes.
Did we ever? Oh, like the a lot of blood in the basement. We
None of us really saw that except for Ira.
we saw the big cage, right?
Yeah, we only saw it in the main.
Yeah, you saw
prison.
that one.
That's probably something we don't need to think about, yeah?
Probably something we should never bring up and pretend we never went in those parts of the building.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's like a dirty laundry sort of thing. You just kind of.
Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
We put under the layers of blood. Alright.
I have guesses on what happened, and I really don't need them confirmed.
Alright, Jay. We're gonna do thing? We're just gonna, see.
You got it. I said you got to go ask him about this.
Alright, I got this.
You go ask him if I could. I'll come with you, but you got to ask him if I could borrow the bones.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Off to work. Alright.
You manage to find the head priest here, who's surrounded by townsfolk for the most part here, over by one side of the great hall here, and there's tons of people who are sitting down and they're listening to his sermon and everything. But he finishes up kind of as you approach, and another one of the priests takes over and begins to talk there, and he sees you approaching and kind of says a couple of parting words to some of the other priests, or perhaps gives them instructions, who knows, but eventually comes over towards you and he says, "Oh, Rook, what is it?"
Jay was needing something for a priest spell. Cleric spell, something like that. He was wondering if we could go.
What kind of spell?
I don't know, he just needed bones.
Ah. I might still have those laying around. What is it exactly that he wants them for?
To see if one of our missions will work out well. Just, making sure.
Why am I back? What the fuck?
We can bring him back if you want after. Or, I mean, if you don't want us to take it, it's understandable. But I'd really want to know.
He just stares at you for a moment.
Found something to loosen. I've got a twin.
After a second or two, he eventually motions for another priest to come over, and they chat for a second, and then he hands over towards you a small box that has like a sort of clattering sound in it. And he says, "Be sure not to break these."
Yep. You're sure this is alright, yeah? I don't want to be breaking anything.
Yep.
Any rules.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Best of luck, Rook.
Thank you. Can I, insight him to see if he's angry at me like a father?
Please.
Please roll well here.
That'd be an 11.
You have no idea what his motives are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he wants us to do this. Okay, yeah, go back to jail.
Alright, we're going into town, boys. I don't care about the results anymore.
We're charging that door.
Yeah.
I
Rev up those guiding bolts, because I sure want some forbidden knowledge.
While walking to Jay, I'm not too hard, but I'm rattling it around got him.
Okay, yep. You see Rook returns triumphant with a box that sounds like a bunch of bones bounce around in it.
You see a genuine look of nothing except surprise on Jay's face as you approach with the bones. Just jaw drop, what? Really?
Yeah, man, I'm a persuasive man.
I doubted you there for a minute, Rook.
Now,
All right.
do we have to do this someplace private?
Nope, I take them, I find a little table or whatever, crate, and I say, the spell, and I think for the action, we pack up and head out to get whatever this item is out of the Hunter's Lodge and bring it back here. I cast Augury.
Okay.
Woes upon woes upon woes.
You take the bones for a brief moment, and you infuse them with the clerical magic that you've accrued over many years. And as you throw them, you see this sort of this magical effect, almost like the bones are falling through time. Like you can see echoes of them tumbling through the air, and as they land on the ground, they don't even bounce. They just stop right there, and you see Wheel and Woe right in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do what I did last time. Can I make like a? I think last time it was a wisdom check to see if I can see if either side is stronger than the other.
Oh, sure, I'd allow that as long as you roll high enough. You'll have to get a 20 or higher.
Okay. What? Just stuck. 12 now.
Okay, you have no idea.
All right, I grab Rook and I bring him over and I kind of show him like, see this part right here means that there's gonna be bad stuff that happens if we do this, but this one right here means that there's some good. So
Rook's like, I don't care about that part. What's the other one?
So, alright, I could have told myself that was me good and bad.
yeah, well, now you know.
All right,
Here,
well,
and I pack them up and I'm like, now run these back to the priest for me.
Okay.
I can take them back. I'll take them back.
You return to the priest, and he takes the box and he looks over at you and he says, well?
Wheel and Woe.
Interesting. Well, if you have need of these again, don't be afraid to ask for them.
I appreciate it.
In fact, you see, he looks over towards his congregation for a second, and the priest stares at the other members. And then, I'd like you to roll insight. Or perception, actually. Your choice.
Probably, they're both +6. So.
Okay.
That's like my fourth 17 this 23.
Killing it.
You see that he looks over at the member who has aged significantly, and then turns back towards you, and he places the bones back in your hand. And he says, you're a good man, Jay. The devout follower of Bella. The world would be a better place with more folk like you. Take this as a thank you gift from me and the church. I think that you'll put them to good use.
Thank you.
Yeah, he gives you a smile and a nod, and then heads off towards the rest of the clerics.
Did my insight tell me anything about why he looked over at that guy?
Oh, yes. You get the sense that when he looked over at this man, he kind of felt bad about how everything had gone, and so gave the gift to you as like a consolation for having had all of this happen to you, given that you're also altered.
Okay.
Which is strange, because it implies that he feels responsible in some way for your ailment.
I'm smiling because that was really nice, and I'm super excited to have these because I think it's now my most, other than my armor, this is like the most expensive thing I own. And
Bunch
I'm
of
like
bones.
super happy, but at the same time, something's not sitting right. I'm a little like,
Little bittersweet.
yeah.
Okay. So you return back to the group. Do you show that you have the box with you? Are you carrying it in hand?
Nah, I'll put it away in my backpack for now.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like hide that I have it from anyone, but I'm not. Jay's not the kind of guy that's like, look what I got. You know,
Like Rook is.
Rook would probably do that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Is it a sword?
Is it a sword? Is it a bow?
Slippers, maybe.
Is it an axe?
Okay, so you return back to the group here. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm cooking.
Okay, yep.
I just like look over and see what the Hunter's Order people are doing.
It looks like they're chatting with the guard, except for Oral, who's over there talking with Brick.
Oh, I could just shit everything up. No, I'll hang out. I'll just chat with the guard and the other Hunter's Order. Just
Okay.
being buds, you know.
Okay. You go to speak with the guard, and they're just chatting about how crazy everything is. And it seems like there's a sort of excitement to this new venue that has perhaps distracted them from the fact that their old homes are now kind of out of reach. And spirits are high today. Off in the distance, you can see Irisville is cooking food for people with what limited stores there are. And the rest of your group, Braxton, Jay, and Yuri, are kind of grouped together there.
It's a good day. It's a good day today.
Good day. Zug zug.
Zug zug. So, with that, the rest of the day is laid out before you. What do you guys want to do exactly? You know about this lead with something back at the Hunter's Order, and you know something good or bad may come from it according to the casting of the bones. You've also heard there's possibly expeditions down further into the cave, and there might be other stuff going on now that the whole town has more or less left and moved into this underground area.
After I finish cooking, I'm going to take out some of the paper that I have and start recording everything that I can remember about the Dwarven cities and the pathways down. So like Eodbar, and how it's like the middle gateway city, and there's the spiral staircase and the lake and everything down there.
Sure. Okay. Make an intelligence check for me.
All right.
Alternately, you can do history if you have proficiency.
I do not, with guidance, as always, if I can. That's not super bad. 11.
11.
Could be
Okay.
worse.
There are details that you've forgotten a little bit of here and there, but most of it is intact, and so you're able to kind of sketch out the general plan of how things are going to go here, and where the next city is, and the lake structure, and all of that.
I am also going to detail both the rust monsters that we've encountered and the jumping creature. I forget what its name is, because I got a
Fork roller.
very close look at that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they've had a guard died as 4 crawlers.
4 crawlers, thank you.
That's right.
All right.
So
So you go ahead and line that one out as well. And when you're finished with those, are you bringing them to somebody, or are you just going to keep them on you, or?
I'm going to if Brick isn't busy, I'll go to him. Otherwise, I'll go to Oral.
Ah. Brick seems perpetually busy. And
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Oral seems the same way. There are guards nearby who take your request, though, and it seems that like other townsfolk as well come with concerns, and they hear them out and then kind of pass them down the chain of command. So you could talk to them if you want, or you could maybe wait till like a time where he's available personally. Who knows? It's up to you.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I will wait until lunchtime,
Okay.
and then I will cook up some food and bring it to Brick, because I assume he won't have eaten because he's busy, and kind of give that to him then.
Okay. So between now and lunchtime, what do you folks want to do?
Well, writing is going to take up a good portion of that. As I
Yeah,
try
you're
to
going to
remember
be
all
busy,
of
but
that.
I mean the other folks here.
Got it. Yeah.
I'm able to have the proper materials.
Whoa.
What was
the
that?
hell was that?
Sounded like a chimpanzee.
That had like fucking horror movie scream. I'm
Sorry,
scared.
there's.
Oh
I alt
I'm
tabbed
dying,
and
so-
clicked on something wrong.
What?
I alt tabbed to shut off a video and clicked the unmute button instead.
What were you
It was
watching?
very loud.
Alright, Link.
What sort of demonic bullshittery.
How to summon Satan?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Comprehensive guide.
I had paused. I actually think I linked it in TeamSpeak here a little bit earlier. But
Okay, is it this video?
that music is very loud occasionally, and I had paused it just before that. And if my volume up is up loud enough, which it is right now, I get a lot of bleed through my mic. So apologies.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess then, unless anybody has anything, that'll be that.
I have the materials, or I can find the materials. I'd like to go fix the hole.
Oh. Okay, sure.
You're gonna need to use stone.
Yes.
Obviously.
So, unless when you get over there, you find that the guards have more or less converted this room into a storage area, and they've placed a bunch of stuff here, like food stores and barrels and whatnot, in this little side room, and they've also essentially stuffed the upper crack here of the roof, which is refuse, like pieces of wood that would probably be used as tinder, just to block the area. It's pretty well crammed. Like there's nothing that's gonna get through there without having a little bit of trouble first. But it's not exactly pretty, and it's not like they did a proper job. Now looking at this with the proficiency that you know, you could craft something like a specific type of like a cover almost that would go over the crack and look a million times better. If you want to get really extravagant, you could maybe put a floor up there and then like a trapdoor that goes into that direction. You could put like just some metal banding there or something. It's all up to you. However, if you want to repair it so it looked normal, you would need to work with rock. And as much as being a dwarf helps you with that, you're not a mason.
Tools.
Oh, are you
I'm
proficient?
proficient with masonry.
Oh, okay. So
I am a mason.
you would have to go out and collect the rock from outside, but you think that you could craft the bits necessary to fix this up. The crack up here could be solved with enough stonework eventually. It is going to be a tough job though, and like dwarven construction takes a long while. It's not like humans and their ability to erect like a house in like a couple hours.
Yeah. I would like to gather the materials, maybe not start, but over like the course of while they're doing shit, gather the materials for it.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So when you have 3 hours, you go and start, like, you find a pickaxe and get to work.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll be what I'm doing.
Okay. Do you have anything, Rook?
Could I just go up and look at the gargoyle?
Oh, yeah, upstairs.
Yeah, I want to go look at the statue.
Interesting.
I would like to go with him if he says that he's going up there.
Sure. Do you mention it to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, you never really, like, beat this gargoyle, right? Like, you
We walled it away and ran.
You
Yeah.
escape from him, yeah. So, as you guys get up here, you find yourselves staring at a familiar foe. At the top of the stairwell, there's an incredibly large gargoyle, which stands there in repose. It's in a stance, much like it's looking over some sort of vigil that it cannot wake from, constantly looking down the hall towards something that it like keeps guard of. And as you look at it, you remember this thing when it was like in full splendor, romping around the room trying to kill you.
So, Illusion, if I remember right, the gargoyle, past the gargoyle was a staircase leading upstairs that went to a hallway which has the room with the cracked ceiling, which I'm currently in.
Yeah, so you've
So
passed
I've
by
gone
this thing
past
before.
the gargoyle. Okay. Nothing's happened.
Nope. No, you're fine. It has not attempted to eat you.
Yes.
Is there like any text that I don't remember on this thing?
No, sir.
Just blank.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling, Jay?
Little
Or-
nostalgic.
Oh.
My mic is cutting out, I think.
No problem.
Little nostalgic, I suppose. It is, nice looking statue when it's not trying to bite our faces off.
I would agree. Looks a lot more, well, you can really marvel at it.
Jay's just like holding the dragon scale that's got Yu's name.
I don't got anything.
There was some way we could get it back to its pedestal.
Is it back on its pedestal?
No,
It
it's
is on
just...
the pedestal.
Oh, it is? It returned to its pedestal?
It just walked back all grumpy.
Yep.
Fucking kids taking a shit.
Get out of here, stupid. I'll catch you next time. Sits back on the couch.
If I like put my hand on it, it doesn't feel like anything, yeah?
You place your hand on the gargoyle, and it feels like an old stone statue there.
While we're hanging out here anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay. When your spell finishes, it's clear that there is something magical about this gargoyle, though you cannot tell exactly what. Class of magic, or school rather, evades you, but there's something magical about it, as you well know.
Old magic. Maybe Nessa or someone know what to do with this. I don't want it to spring to life and
Only
stop
sprang
any
to
of
life
the-
because we took the egg, and I think it's,
Yeah, but
I mean,
there might have been
gargoyles-
other enchantments on it as well. It might have had multiple duties.
I don't think, like... Gargoyles aren't living, right? They aren't, like... mindful?
They're stone.
Okay.
Suddenly it's just like, Riot has buffed me.
Galio, is that you?
I'm fucking insane now.
Yeah, I'm going to, with this new knowledge at hand, pat Rook on the shoulder. That seems to be the theme of this episode, and I'm gonna
Shoulder
go
pats.
see if I can find Nessa.
Okay.
Fuck, I didn't want you to give me a shoulder pad anyways.
You're not
Pretty
here!
correct.
You're in the next room.
I could have been passing by.
Two ships passing in the night. Okay, so you're gonna go and try and find Nessa, and what's curious is that you haven't noticed her at all in this city. Like, she hasn't come to this dwarven area, nor did you see her when you were passing through all the townsfolk in the chasm.
Wondering about that.
Uh-oh. I guess I will go try and find Brick.
Ah,
And then I will just wait until he is free.
Brick is perpetually busy. And even as lunchtime rolls around and ears feel, you're starting to think to yourself, okay, good, I can get like a word in edgewise. Brick is still talking to one person after another. It's one after another. You see, he's got food with him, and you're
Oh, okay, then never mind.
like no, like somebody tends to him, and the meal that he's given seems quite kingly as well. It seems his chef has survived wherever he might be, but he barely touches it. Like occasionally taking like a bite or two, and then just like yammering on about one thing after another.
All right, oral it is then.
Okay. Oral seems to be free and is off there near the guard. And if you want to go chat with him, you can.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
bring him lunch for him and myself.
Okay. Yeah, he takes the food from you and graciously accepts it and says, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot about what it's like to have a good meal. Thanks, Irisfield."
Of course. You've been busy.
Yeah. Well, what is it? You can tell there's something on your mind.
Well, I mean, other than bringing you lunch, here, I spent some time this morning and
Brooke
detailed
talked to you,
everything.
didn't he?
Something in town that you wanted us to get? If we were ever there?
Oh, no, When you mention that, he looks over you, like just like straight over the top of your head, over towards the group. Brooke, I'd like you to roll a perception check.
Some eyes burning holes in the back of your head.
12?
A dirty look strikes you from across the room. Irisfield is chatting with Oral about something. They're too far for you to tell what they're talking about, but he's looking at you like, you fucker.
You know what my goddamn reaction is.
Do you
He
actually
looks
do
at
those eyebrows?
Yeah, I do those eyebrows to him.
He looks back down at you, Irisfield, and he says, "Don't listen to anything that guy tells you. Not a word.
But-
You're not going into town, and you're not
I
going to
wasn't
get that
planning
thing."
on it.
He may be looking away, but he can feel the eyebrow wiggle.
Okay.
While the eyebrow wiggle's happening, he's just making a shape of the bow. Is it a bow?
Look, Irisfield.
That's not what this is about.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on going into town anyway.
All right. What is it?
It's a death trap. I took some time this morning and recorded everything that I could remember about the all the Dwarven kingdoms and stuff under here. Any expeditions or things that we or the Hunter's Order might do could benefit from. They also detail the what I know about the rust monsters and the spore crawlers. And I'll hand him the couple of sheets of paper.
Okay. He looks over them for a second. I have a roll to make. Okay. He stares at them for a brief second and looks over another sheet or two, and he says, "Okay, well, thank you. This will be useful. I appreciate it. If we do go for an expedition and you folk are around, I trust I can count on you to come with."
Of course.
Good.
We don't disappear into the night.
I don't know when. There's plenty to do around here, but I have a feeling that Brick is going to want to go further and deeper into the mines.
Yeah, there's not much room here. At least not for all of Everwatch.
The other bit, too, is, well, we found mushrooms that work for food, but we're going to get more of them. We're going to have to travel even further, so it'll happen eventually.
What kind of mushrooms? Are they glowy mushrooms?
No, it's like a whitish brown one that sometimes grows in the corners of caves.
Thinking back to, I remember seeing any of these mushrooms.
There's a mushroom that exists in real life.
In the big cavern that was down there, because I know there was mushrooms literally everywhere.
An int check, please.
Okay. 11.
Okay. Try to remember back. You remember mushrooms by that description. Where exactly is a bit foggy, but during your travels between Eodbar over towards the other cities further down, like Badenbrock and everything, you You remember seeing some, not in the dwarven areas themselves, but amongst amongst the caves around it.
Okay.
So it definitely must be down there somewhere.
There's certainly more down below. I remember seeing them before. I know there's a big cavern down a good ways, filled with mushrooms of all kinds of types. It's also got the other two major dwarven cities that are down here. Two of the three, anyway. But it's a large source of. Actually, do I remember? Was that water fresh down there?
Oh, yes.
Okay. The lake down there's it's a large source of fresh water. There's also a smaller pool down near Eobar, which is somewhat near here actually. So
Here, quote unquote.
yeah, right. If we do go down further, there's definitely more supplies there.
Okay. All right. I'll keep note of that. If we go down, I'll be sure to find you as fast as I can.
I'll just nod and continue eating.
Okay. While you're eating, Oral turns to you and he says, "And Earsville?
Hmm?
You haven't seen Shade at all, have you?"
Kind of like frown and think for a second. No, the dark clothes wearing kind of like.
Yeah, keeps to himself sort of type.
Yeah.
How about,
No.
How about that? Do you remember that guy you had over at the Order for dinner that one evening?
Gray?
It's like a really tall, skinny fellow.
Yes, that's Gray.
You don't know where he is, do you?
I haven't seen him. I don't remember seeing him since everyone holed up in the castle. I think, that dinner was the last time I'd seen him.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
I don't
can
know if
go
it's
look.
true or not, but I've heard rumor amongst the townsfolk that somebody took an expeditionary force up into the mountains. And I fear that if they did, Shade went with them, which is good, because at least they'll be able to find a path through there. But I don't know what they intend to find, and I do think that your friend may have been with them.
Oh, alright. Well, I wouldn't worry for their safety. He's, rather capable.
Trust that you're correct, but the mountains are treacherous. In any case, they come back, they're gonna find that the city isn't exactly what it was before.
Hmm.
I guess what I'm saying is, I'm busy with a lot of work, and I won't be able to go and look for them. And I don't mean to send you into the mountains, because I think it would be suicide to some degree. But consider it.
As if we haven't done anything like that before.
I was thinking something similar, but I wasn't gonna say it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
He kind of awkwardly stops talking and continues to eat, and he says, "This is really good, by the way. Have I told you how good your food is?"
thanks. I've been practicing. I'll have to make some new recipes for the kind of food we have down here. But I'll talk to everyone else about it. So,
Okay.
no guarantees.
All right. The rest of the lunch goes on with some small talk, and eventually you're able to rejoin the group, which has been served like a half ration by some of the guard. and you guys have all met up again. What do you guys want to do? The day is going to come to a close eventually. Lunchtime has passed, and there's a few hours left in the day.
I'll talk to him about everything that Oral said about the mountains.
Okay.
That Expeditionary Force, Shade, and probably Gray went with them. Wants us to consider going and trying to find that group. But I mean, it's very dangerous, and I'd rather honestly just stay down here. We've already done some
Alright.
exploring down here, and I don't know. Mountains in the winter don't seem like the greatest idea.
That
Especially
radio
not this
muted this entire time. Fuck me.
Me too, actually.
That's sad. There was a moment where it was like a really, like one of the nostalgic things, and the song change was really perfect.
I'll listen to it on the video afterwards.
So you guys were all grouped together here, and Earsfield mentions an interesting possibility up in the mountain there. So you guys now have a lot of options for things that you could do. Although all of them seem kind of crazy in their own way.
I don't know, going down deeper doesn't sound that crazy.
I would rather go down deeper.
I'd rather go the
Yeah.
Underdark. Oh, never thought I'd be saying
Right?
this.
Jesus. What is
Fuck
wrong
the
with
service
us?
world. The service world's worse than the Underdark now.
For the
Can't
moment,
walk 2
yeah.
steps without freezing to death.
Patreon, what have we done?
Oh, infinite winner.
At least my character's still alive.
Nobody believed me.
I believe
coming.
nothing. I don't know, man. Snakes still seem awful.
I was the prophet.
Nothing about snakes seems right.
Totally were. And there will be snowflakes for hundreds of years. And everything shall be fucked.
Okay, no, like, you look at this from out of player perspective, just like out of character, just fucking like, okay, I'd rather Illusion be ending his Skyfall thing to move on to Skyfall 2.0 by having winter happen, rather than having snakes literally murder everybody.
And then convert everyone into snakes.
Haven't you
No,
wanted to
I-
play as a snake before?
No.
Transition is just better this way.
What was I gonna say? Can we just, are we able to go into the exploring down anytime we want? Can we just do that
Probably
soon?
talk to Oro about it first.
Probably should.
Yeah. Oh, we'll wait till he's got a little bit of free time and talk to him then.
Okay. You guys
Looking
can go
over
chat
it.
with him anytime you want. I mean, you have
Oh,
the
okay.
evening here.
Yeah, I mean, if he's free
Okay,
anytime, then I'll go back over.
sure. Oral tells you that there are guards that watch the lower levels, but you're not going to be stopped by any means. So you guys can freely travel further in if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So that option's totally open to you. Likewise, up towards the top, he said that the peasants they're not supposed to go because it's suicide, and in some cases they're stopped, but given your status, you would probably be allowed to leave if you wanted.
Got it. Okay. So tomorrow, venture downwards.
Yeah, I'm down.
Right. So I'll spend a little bit of time just just outside the guard zone, see if I can forge up some of these mushrooms.
Okay. It's during the evening of this day that a group of miners make their way into this hall. And the miners, being all dwarves, they marvel at what they're seeing, and many of them, kind of take off their hats in reverence and everything. And you get to see, a whole bunch of your people all around you, Yuri, looking at the stone and everything, and they're talking about it, and you actually understand what they're talking about. And they're, a lot of them are speaking in their own native tongue as well, and they're all they're all tossing around a rumor amongst themselves that expansion for this city might be about to take place. And they're all kind of laying out like possible plans, like like a hallway right there, and you could do a support there, and they're all kind of just bouncing with ideas, though keeping it to themselves and speaking amongst their own language. You get snippets of this from being nearby.
I'm feeling giddy.
You might have builders along with you soon. With that, the group eventually retires for the evening. Irisville, you manage to find a couple of mushrooms here and there, but it's clear that a lot of them have been pre-picked recently, and so what's left is just stragglers here and there, and sure enough to what Oral has mentioned, the treasure troves must be ones much beyond the boundaries of the city.
Okay.
So you're able to lend some food, but not too much. I'd like you to also roll perception while you're out.
Okay. The idea is I want to experiment. See if I can come up with a way. Ooh, that is a natural 20.
Oh, no shit. Okay. You spot far across the chasm in an area where there are some folk, but not much. There's a single cave that has like a little walkway towards it that has 2 draconic guards standing outside of it. And you know exactly what it is that you're looking at. There's a bit of a light that sort of emanates from around its corner there, and you can practically picture like Nessa around there doing some work. So you know where to find her now if need be.
Okay. In that case, I'll head over there immediately and ask and inquire if she's busy.
The dragon guards stop you and tell you that she is indeed quite busy. One of them looks over and says, "Not today."
Of course. They would be the ones I'd be asking. I'm not gonna like barge in or anything.
Mm-hmm. That would probably be a really swift way to end your life.
Yeah. Very, very bad idea.
Yeah.
So I'll leave them to the guarding and go experiment with mushroom recipes.
Okay. You note something with your 20 there. As you're leaving, you hear the occasional sound of magic from around the corner. It's clear some sort of ritual or casting is happening. You take these mushrooms and try to cook with them, and go ahead and make a check with your cooking proficiency.
With guidance, as always. That's not great.
Ugh,
having trouble with these mushrooms is a 11 right there.
Okay.
That's what you get for not just taking the default 15 feature you got.
No.
Fungus is difficult. It's like, at one moment it's a nice vegetable, and then the next you've overcooked it and it becomes slop. And getting the right texture and choosing what to do with it is tough, and you're definitely going to need to try this more before you can make anything palatable.
Good. This is why I am experimenting for myself and not cooking for anybody else.
Not for the king.
Yeah.
With that, you eventually return, and everybody turns in for the night. And given that we're around 9 o'clock here, and you guys have a ton of possible adventures tomorrow, I think we will end the session there.
Alright.
How many rocks did I get? How many supplies?
I would say add to your inventory. Let's roll luck for you. See if you find a good quarry around here. That's a 13. Let's say that you have 20% of the supplies you'll need to patch it up.
Okay.
I thought that was a great session. Congratulations on the sweet sled ride out of town and blasting through the door.
That was one of my favorite scenes so far.
It's pretty baller.
Pretty great.
That's pretty cool. That was a really fun time.
That was like the culmination of like so many different things that we've all been working on.
A lot of strings tied up here, for sure. And some new strands to possibly tug on as well. For those of you who have played in campaigns of old with me, you know that there's some other stuff coming around the corner. As continuity starts to as continuity starts to come around the bend. To all of the players, you guys did fantastic. To the audience that we had, I think Lawleth has long gone to sleep, but it's awesome having people tune in on occasion. And all the patrons, without you, it would be impossible to do this. So I'm going to go to a wait screen. We're going to talk some random stuff before the stream is kill. And I'll see all of you again, or at least a new batch of folks for some more D&D Monday. We're going to be streaming Monday again.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's new.
Indeed, yeah. Monday group is good to go. It'll be fun to watch. They almost got TPK'd in a temple, so you'll probably want to tune in and see what's going on with
boy. Those guys, I swear.
Yeah, well, they're also a group of 3, so remember, you know, it's a little tough. See you later,
That's
guys. There we go.
Geed's out there somewhere.
Boy.
Always in the back of my head. Out there. Am I level 4 yet?
Are you level 4 yet? No.
Yeah. Man, I'm supposed to be power living.
Well, we haven't done any combat yet.
He said, you know, he gives experience requests, like just doing shit and
Yeah,
talking.
no, he talked to some folks. He crit a wolf in the face with the crossbow, you know. Things
True.
were done.
Yeah, but did he guiding bolt open a gate?
No.
I
Yes.
walked through a fucking wooden barricade.
Jay has had some pretty low lows, but some pretty fucking crazy highs.
Yep.
Table talk.
Killing it. What's up?